down, y'all? Welcome in the most underrated podcast. The homie Dal Palantonio sitting across from me. The homie JJ, man, not the most silent man in podcast history. I'm wanting to come up with a new nickname because now he's doing the news, he's jumping on the mic from time to time. Well, actually, let's be real. He jumped on the mic one show. Anyway, I'm feeling absolutely awful today. I might shit my pants during the show. I definitely shouldn't have cracked open this Monster. I just did. Don't need that. Like, why are you drinking Monster when you're sick? Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm not feeling good. I know you're not feeling good either. I'm actually like really sick, like legit body aches, flu type sick. I
brought it on myself. I'm hungover.
Party left.
I'm hungover. You know, doing some scotch, doing some beers last night.
You were doing scotch last night?
Yeah, man.
Oh my gosh.
That's
makes me, ugh.
That's the old man drink, man. My boy just turned 36. I'll be 36 in December. You got to start drinking the old man shit.
You're old as shit doing scotch.
That's it.
Just right now, being sick, just thinking about doing a shot of anything.
You want to
throw up.
Makes you want to shit your pants.
Shit my pants.
All
throw
right.
up. Both ends. It's terrible. But last time we left you guys, man. Sorry we didn't get the podcast out earlier this week. We had meetings and work meetings. Dallas had some corporate shit going on. I was out of town, so I couldn't record on a normal day. So I really started the train of fucking up the whole thing. And then it just snowballed after that. You know, we couldn't do it on the normal day because I was out of town. And then Dallas, the next day we were going to do it. He couldn't do it. He had meetings. The next day we couldn't do it. So we're just dropping one of them this week for you guys. We got quite a few topics to talk about. We can talk some sneakers. We can talk some NFL stuff, fantasy, stardom, sit-em. We can recap our heaters from last week, how we did there. Go into the heaters for this week, our picks against the spread. Colorado Rockies, bro.
Hey.
Speaking of a heater right now.
Man.
5 in a row, rattled it off all of a sudden. As we stand right now, they are half game up in the NL West. They have the lead, trying to take down the division from the Dodgers. Man, I fucking love it. Rocktober's here, baby.
This is nice, man. I'm not even the biggest baseball fan, but dude, it is hard not to be. If you've got Rocktober going on, which is huge for us Coloradans, man. It doesn't happen that often.
I know. But, are you going Friday?
Yeah, I will be there Friday.
I hate you.
What is it? Customer Appreciation Night. We got fireworks going against the Washington Nationals. It's gonna be dope, man.
You invited me. The funny thing about this is I was supposed to go. Dallas hit me up earlier this month, around the 1st. It might have been the end of last month.
Over a month ago, I think.
He said, yo, I got 4 tickets at these games. I got all these options. I said, yo, get the 28th. Get the fireworks game. It's one of the last games of the season.
Yeah.
They do fireworks. It'll be fun. We could take our ladies. It'll be a good time. This man's like, all right, I'll check on it. I don't hear anything until 2 days ago. Maybe a day. No, yeah, but 2 days ago. Hey, bro, can you go to the game? I'm like, Dallas, we talked about this long time ago, and you're just now telling me you could do it. Like, we already have shit planned out. Like, I don't live life like that. I need a little bit of, my life is already packed in. So I'm already packing stuff in as we go. Like, I can't do that short of notice. And now you're just gonna, well, I'm still going. We're gonna enjoy the fireworks. We're gonna enjoy some popping.
Hey, this is the Katy Perry game, man. The fireworks game. Here's the deal. So
give me the deal.
Let me give you the deal. Let me give you the here's the deal, Dal Palantonio. Okay, it's better than Taco Bell. So what happened was...
I don't even know what that means. I don't even know where to go from that.
I don't know, man. I'm just thinking about you shitting your pants, man. Had to relate somehow,
cool.
Okay? So, here's the deal. Corporate structure, right? You don't never know what's going on. You don't have anything locked in. I thought I was going to these games. I thought I had tickets for these games. I got put off. We're trying to get more games. They were trying to get more tickets. Long story short... We finally got some tickets locked down for the 28th. My DM, my regional territory manager, Mr. Gareth, came through for me. Got the tickets that I requested initially because they'd already given them away. So I had to give you the late notice because I got the late notice.
You guys are going to go to a beatdown on Friday. It looks like, I mean, if
we're hoping.
If the Nationals are doing anything like what the Phillies are doing in this, luckily I'm so happy we're playing a 4-game series with the Phillies, a team that's out of it. They've clearly given up. They're already on vacation.
Every game's been a blowout.
Blowouts. 10 runs or more for the Rockies. On Monday night, it was 10-1.
Yeah.
Tuesday night, it was 10-3. Last night, it was 13-0.
Yeah.
Just beatdowns, and I love it. It makes it easy for us to get some wins. The Dodgers lost to Arizona, so that really helped us out there. I think hopefully we see the same thing from the National Series. Bryce Harper's already on vacation. He doesn't know if he's going to sign or stay there. He's going to go into free agency.
Mentally and physically,
Right.
That fool's in Mexico already.
They should just be playing young guys. I wouldn't even roll Bryce Harper out there. I wouldn't even roll any of your stars out there. Just play some of your young guys. Close it out with a nice 3-game losing streak for the Nationals. I said this at the start of this road trip when we had 7 games to go, the 4-game series with the Phillies and then the 3-gamer with the Nationals. I said that if we can win 5 games, we'll be good. 5 out of 7.
Yeah.
We'll win the NL and we'll be good, coasting into the playoffs. We're on pace for that. We're 3-0 so far. 4th game coming with the Phillies tonight. Then we start the 3-game series with the Nationals Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that wraps up the season.
Correct.
Playoffs start the following week.
What does your ticket situation look like right now?
Dude, the tickets.
Give me a little bit of.
No. So everything's cool with that because they're not gonna. We don't have the wild card. I have tickets to Game 1.
Do you? Okay, gotcha.
So we will be going to Game 1.
Cool.
It'll be hopefully at home at Coors Field if things continue to roll the way they look like they're rolling.
We have that momentum.
Yeah, I don't need I'm not going to end up in the bad situation with the whole wild card game. After I had it, then I gave it away, and then we looked like we weren't going to be in the wild card, then we looked like we were going to be, but now hopefully we're not going to be. You know, so I think we're going to be good. I think we're going to finish at the top of the NL. We're going to have regular playoff berth, and I'll be able to go to Game 1 stress-free. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I'm geeked about it, man. Baseball playoffs are coming up. NBA season's right around the corner, starting up. NHL stuff starting up. We're already 4 weeks into the NFL. I just said that before we started this. The NFL season, I just forgot how quick
it flies. Yeah, man.
Really, really flies by. What did you do all weekend, man? Did you do anything fun? Or?
Oh, the weekend. God, where do I even start, man? So obviously this past weekend, still the major Apple release in store, had all that, you know, and we had quite a bit of phones in stock, which was nice. Typically T-Mobile.
I picked up mine.
Yeah, you came by.
10S, you know.
Looked out for my boy here, but yeah, I mean, we were really busy with that. Obviously, we're already retail. It's kind of like Christmas and the holiday seasons in retail. I mean, even when you're months out, you know, Christmas decorations are already in the store. Yep. Same thing with the retail field, man. We're already planning strategically for November and December, and here we are, you know, end of September. So, so we're getting ready for that holiday drive time. So meetings, corporate bullshit, you know, the whole thing.
And you picked up your watch, or you got it in, right? You pre-ordered it.
Yeah, pre-ordered it and just got it in. It said it was going to ship like the first 2 weeks of October. So I did get it a little earlier, but fuck, man, I pre-ordered that thing the morning after because they went live like at 1 o'clock our time in the morning. So I got mine pretty early, but it did come in yesterday. I love it, dude. The face is huge, the 30% bigger. I mean, even when you type in your passcode, it's fucking huge on the screen, man.
I feel like when they did the update, they made the did you notice the text messages and stuff kind of come through a little bit bigger since they did the update? I've noticed that on mine, just on my Series 3, I've seen that.
Have you used the walkie-talkie at all? You haven't walkie-talkied me?
No, I haven't used it. No, I forgot about that.
Hit me up on the walkie-talkie, man.
I forgot about that.
Just a quick little statement here and there, you know? It's fun, man. But, so I had that.
Dude.
What's up?
Before we get too deep, when we left them at the end of last week, we were going to cop Akron and Presto. Akron and Prestos.
Sure.
We ended up going to Bait, waiting in line. Dallas and I were both able to cop a pair. I was able to get the Volt pair in my size. The Racer pair was all sold out in my size, and I just wanted to get a pair that I could wear right then.
Right.
I don't even own a pair of Prestos, so I was very, very impressed. Imprestoed. And dude, I really, really liked them. You were able to get the Racer colorway or the pink colorway, but they weren't your size?
Full size big. So, yeah, I got a size 11. And the Prestos the acronym Prestos run a little larger. And not huge, right? Because you even tried on my size 11, and you were able to squeeze your size 12 and a half foot inside of it. But, of course, when you stepped on it, you know, too small. But they run a little bit big, so I had to get rid of it, sold my pair, then ordered my pair directly off of GOAT. So it was essentially a wash because what I sold it for versus what I bought it for. Still resale either way, but happy to have the pair, and it'll be here on Friday. So,
yeah, I definitely, I really like the pink pair. I think that's kind of the pair we were both going for. But after getting the Volt, I was super geeked on them. I really liked them. I think they are a pair you're gonna have to spray down before you wear them because they're the all white, toe box might get just smoked. But I do really, really like the pair a lot. I do think they're incredibly comfortable. The fit on them is weird. I would say go down a half a size, but I wear a 12. And then I went on, I was looking on StockX and stuff. There is no 11 and a half.
Okay.
So I think it just goes 11, 12. I don't think they make 11 and a half.
Interesting.
So if you can go down a half size, I would say, I'd recommend it. But true to size is not. It's not big. It kind of feels like it might be big, but then once you start stepping and your foot flattens out in the shoe, you feel like you have enough room. I don't know. It's really hard to explain.
It depends
it's a weird fit.
Yeah, it depends on how you want it. Like if you're wanting like that NMD sock feel, maybe you go half down.
Yeah.
If not, to have a little bit of breathing room and it does, when you step on them, it does make a difference. And I think it feels out very nice.
And when I say a weird fit, not weird in a bad way, it's still comfortable. I was very, very surprised. I would say it's EQT 9317 type comfort. You know what I mean? It's not quite Ultra Boost, but very, very soft. A lot of cushion in the shoe. Yeah. I really like the look. I like the zipper on the back. I like the fact that you can rock it kind of half undone, or you can have it all the way pulled up. Maybe if you want to wear them with shorts. Mm-hmm. I put them on with shorts. I'm not the hugest fan with shorts. Yeah. I think with joggers they look best.
Yeah, pants, joggers.
Jeans are okay, but I think joggers. I had those Army joggers on, and they look really dope. Yeah, with my pair. So happy to have those acronyms. I know a lot of you guys were going for them. I know a lot of people got them. I know resale dropped quite a bit on them. Even in the racer colorway, they were going for more on the racer colorway than anything else, and those dropped. What are they now?
I think they're about 310.
No way.
Yeah, man. In my size, I just looked at them yesterday.
They were 280 in my size, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
In my size, in size 10, they were 310, 305.
Really?
So, but the Volt
in the
colorway.
pink?
Yeah, but in the Volt colorway.
271 right now in my size.
What's the size 10?
They've tanked in my size. 288, bro.
Damn, they are going down. That's crazy. And the Volts and the charcoal black joints, those are way lower,
way
right?
down. 225 in my size, and then you got a 235 and a 10.
Yeah.
And then the Volts, 225 in my size, 228 and a 10.
Man, if the listeners can find a colorway they like in those, man, get it. That shoe is fucking great.
Great shoe.
And I've
underrated, very underrated. I did not. I don't have any Presto, so you were telling me.
I was the Presto god before Boost, man, and they were the most comfy. I would even wear a Presto over an Air Max. That was just my opinion, and that's what I did specifically. Then Boost came along, and it was hard.
Kind of ruined it.
Kind of ruined everything.
Ruined the game
because then everything was judged on Boost comfort, right?
Yep.
So, but I love Prestos. I'll continue with those. Happy to have an acronym because I didn't get the first gen colorway, which was super dope. And right now, I think those are going in $800-900 in my size. The first gen acronyms.
Let's continue along the sneaker convo, man, because we got a ton of football to go over. We'll get to that in probably the second half of the podcast here, but let's go on sneakers for a little bit, man. Did you go for those the trumpet dunks? I know you we talked about it. Did you go for them at all?
I did. I tried to go for them in your size.
Oh, for real?
I didn't need them. I love the shoe. I love the history. I'm a big history buff with the meanings behind the shoes. So that was huge for me. But I was trying to cop the homie a pair, and I just tried on sneakers. That was the only place I tried, and I took the L.
Yeah,
for sure.
gone so quick in a 12. I think I could have copped them in like an 8 or a 9 or an 11 or something. Really? But I don't know if I would have got them. They were just sitting there at the end.
Yeah.
But here's the deal. The thing that kills me on these is the fact that I know nobody fucks with dunks like that. Let's be real. People haven't fucked with dunks like this since 2008. You know what I mean?
Tiffany dunks, all those joints back in the day.
I mean, let's be real. These are a bunch of kids, a bunch of people that are copying the shoe that think they're going to have this crazy resale value, and they're not. Yeah. Just like the Pine Jordan 1s, just like the Court Purples that dropped, they're not. Mm-hmm. You think they're going to have resale value, they're not. You're just fucking it up for the motherfuckers that want the shoe because you guys don't know how to do your research and you don't know what's fucking hot and what's not hot or what's going to have resale and what's not going to have resale. So your bitch ass buys everything and then you sit there and now not only are the people that wanting the shoe losing out because we're paying resale. So we're and even if it's only $20, $30 over retail.
Right.
We're still losing that $20, $30, and you're not even fucking getting it because you're losing it too to StockX or to GOAT because of fees. So now you're not even making any fucking money. I might be standing on the soapbox right now, and I'm not feeling very good either. So maybe that is a fucking, maybe that pisses me off too. But man, it bugs me the fact that you're fucking it up for people that want the shoe, and you're not even making any fucking money. If you can make money, do your thing. I'm never going to hate on someone hustling making money. But the fact that you're not even making money and you're struggling to get what you paid back for the shoe,
right?
Come on, bro. Yeah. Just do a little more fucking research and just let the shoe sit if the shoe is going to sit. If it's not going to have resale value.
Yeah.
You don't need to buy every fucking thing.
Now the shoe game is tough right now. That's for sure.
Ridiculous.
It is definitely. We're not bot users. We're not anything like that. We just buy shoes that we like. So for us, it is very, very frustrating to not be able to get the pair that we want to fucking wear. But if these resellers are buying 7, 8 pairs and they're making fucking $10 or $20 on each pair, like, I guess that's maybe worth it.
I'm
if you've
never
got
the guy
10
that's hating on
pairs,
the
but
reseller either. Like, if you want to resell and you can make money and you're doing a great job
it's
at
a great business.
Great business. But
Yeah.
for the motherfuckers that wanna be, all these wannabe
Yeah.
resellers is the motherfuckers I'm talking
Right.
to. If you're not in the fucking resale game and you don't have the plugs and you don't know what the fuck is hot and you don't know how to do your research,
Right.
get the fuck out.
Yeah.
Because you're ruining it.
I think there's a difference. I think the people that frustrate me at times are the people who are wanting to stunt, right? So they're buying like 4 or 5 pairs. So they're not really doing it to resell. They just want to take the Instagram photos and put that out and say, look, I got these. I'm the man. I'm the shit.
Show a
and then
stack.
and then just show a fucking stack. That's fine. And then they're moved on, right? And you see like, what the fuck, man? They didn't try the shoes on. They don't care about the shoes. You see that they've already sold them, 2 days later, on their Twitter feeds or whatever. I think though I'm more frustrated with those type of folks than the resellers.
Even if they're making money, you're frustrated with those people?
Yeah, I think I'm more frustrated with them because they're not really doing it to make a lot of money. I think they're doing it more for stunting purposes, and that's cool.
But they're making money.
But they're, 2 pairs, 3 pairs? They're making, 20, 40, 60, let's say $80 off of 4 pairs. That's a lot of work to make $80. Like I feel like
I don't have that kind of time.
And then getting the shoes, and what if they're fucking fucked up? The boxes, the shipping, the delays, the canceling orders. You've already made promises to folks. Like the real resellers that are out there that are fucking doing it big. That's the business model. They got something going.
Yeah.
But these people who are just getting 4 or 5 pairs and making promises over promising, under delivering, that type of shit, and then leaves us hanging, the people who really want the shoe. I think that's more of where my frustration lies, is because they try to stunt, they try to prove a point, but half their orders they don't get, half their orders get canceled, and then the other half, they're complaining about their boxes being fucked up or whatever because they're trying to make some money when they can't. But I think that's where my frustration lies.
Interesting.
These people
we're both frustrated with the resale game, but in different areas.
Yeah, these people with the bots and have all this
that.
disposable income and making a business model. Dude, I wish I had that money. I wish I had that time. I wish I had that investment because I think it's a great model. I think, and most of these fools are getting their pairs early. I think to really maximize your money, you have to have the shoe or the shoes before any initial drop,
Right.
whether it's at a select drop or it's a GR drop. You have to have the shoes now pretty damn early to make money, or you have to have so much fucking quantity with these bots that you can make that $30 or $40 off of each shoe, but you're doing it to like 13, 14, 15 pairs.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm with you. I think, like I said, we're on a little bit of the different spectrum of what our frustrations are with it. But nonetheless, I mean, going back to those trumpets, they were 175. I was telling JJ, they were 175 the day before they dropped. And I was like, they were 110 retail. I was like, fuck, I'm gonna get them for like 150.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
gotta go down.
I'm gonna pay 300 because I'm gonna buy 2 pairs. I'm gonna get them 150 a pair.
Mm-hmm.
Boom. So I'm like, all right, they'll drop. Once they go on sneakers, they come out on sneakers. They sold out super quick.
Yep.
What happens? The price is $350 all of a sudden. The next fucking day.
178 to 350.
I'm like, you motherfuckers,
Yeah.
man. Same thing. These motherfuckers think that people are jumping out the window over the shoe. People think that people have to have this shoe and they're going crazy. No one gives a fuck.
I already forgot about it.
No one gives a fuck except me.
Yeah.
Okay? Except the guy that just wants the shoe with the music notes and the little bow tie and the little Crown Royal suede in the inside. That's all. Just
all you
me.
want.
I'm the only motherfucker that cares. Nobody else really gives a fuck. You know what I mean? Right. Obviously, I'm not being serious, but on a small scale, I am. Like, in the grand scheme of the shoe game, really no one gives a fuck about that shoe. No one's going to pay $350 for that shoe. And if you did, you're a dumbass or you have way too much money. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because I'm still sitting here waiting to cop the shoe. And I told him, I was like, I'm not copping it for fucking over 175. That's what I could have bought him at the day before.
Right.
I balked. I made a mistake. I don't even really think I made a mistake. I just prolonged it, and I'm going to have to wait now.
Sure.
Because now I look on StockX. Guess what those things are charging right now?
So it was $350 that day.
Yep.
So then you're probably still in the high twos.
$225. All the way down to $225.
Yep.
Not even a week later.
Nope.
They're down to $225. Guess what they're going to be next week? $175. Guess who's going to fucking cop? Actually, I'm going to wait till they go down to $150 now. I don't give a fuck.
Prove the point.
I don't have to have the, that's what I'm saying. I don't have to have this shit tomorrow. I don't need to, I'm not that guy. We've said this millions of times. I will have the price in my head and I will fucking wait. Mm-hmm. I'll plant my flag in the fucking sand and I'll stand there like a stubborn old piece of shit. Grumpy old men style. Yeah. Grumpier old men style.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck.
Totally.
Anyway, I'm heated.
Nice. Well, let's get past these.
Nice, man. I'm glad you're heated.
Nice. Hey, that's great.
Oh,
Let's get past these trumpets here. There's one shoe that was actually just started to talk about yesterday and into this morning that is hugely on my radar. I only have one pair of them. I have the Billie Jean Kings, but the AM4 Overkill Adidas collab was just talked about, and I think this color blocking on this shoe. There's something about it, man. I just think it is the coolest AM4 to this date. What you're seeing is you're seeing some blues, you're seeing some turquoise on it, and for me, that color blocking that I'm seeing is just super dope. And it's kind of neutral. It's not super out there. It's not super loud. I fucking love it, man. And it's limited to 300 pairs. So it's just like the Billie Jean King joints. So 300 pairs. But if we've learned anything here, if you're patient, these will probably be hyped. Everybody's going to think, oh, man, it's overkill. It's another collab. It doesn't have Billie Jean King's face on it. These are fire.
Yeah.
I think if you're patient, you can probably get a good price because if we see anything with AM4s, they're all trash prices now. They've all dropped.
Really?
They've all dropped.
Have they all been limited too? I know when they first started them, the AM4 LAs, they were doing like the LA pop-up event that Adidas did.
Yeah,
I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but they did that whole event. And then have all these been limited releases? I haven't really kept up.
When they first came out, yeah, I think. But I think they've evolved since then, so I don't believe them to be as limited. But the ones that are one of 300,
one of 1,000, that kind of shit, yeah.
For sure, you do see that with
I
them.
do see these, man. They're just cool to me. I'm not jumping out the window. It's not a shoe I have to have. Honestly, it's not a shoe that I probably would even go after.
Really?
No, because I know there's 300 pairs and there's people that probably want it, and I just don't really want it like that.
Sure.
Like you said, it's probably not going to have resale value after the initial wave.
Right.
There might be some dumb motherfuckers that pay over or that overpay for the shoe, just like there always is. Yeah. There's people that bought those the Pine Jordans that are now almost down to retail.
Which actually just got a restock this morning.
Oh, really?
On Finish Line. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So I saw that. They hit me up. But
I saw people were paying like $300 for those shoes before they dropped, like 2-3 days before. I'm like, oh my God, these people are so stupid.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think StockX is flubbing that? Do you think that's real?
I do think there is some of that. And every time I ship my shoe to StockX, and it's no threats against StockX. It is what it is. But I do have these thoughts that like
I'm sure they're taking your threats serious.
What if they say they didn't get my package and all of a sudden they're just building their stock so then they can sell it at whatever and then they credit me some bullshit credit? I think about that sometimes.
I've never thought about that.
So do you know what I do actually? I actually take photos of all of my shoes before I send them in. I take 4 or 5 photos. I pull them out the box. I put it next to the sold label that you print out with StockX and the shipping label, and just kind of do 4 or 5 photos so I know that, hey, my box wasn't fucked up before, and I package the fuck out of it. I use bubble wrap, all the cool shit.
Yeah.
So I kind of try to protect my ass, but if you don't think there's a little bit of conspiracy behind it, you may be wrong. I think there's something maybe to it a little bit, but I try to protect myself as much as I can.
Yeah, that's smart.
But I still use them. I still think they're great. I've only had one fuck up one time where I literally sent them a dead stock pair and they said these have been worn. The bottoms weren't. They told me something about the inside on the insole. They saw some like sock lint or something. Huh. And I literally had not tried that fucking pair on.
Be real
I didn't dispute it. I didn't. I promise.
StockX reps aren't listening. Tell me if you tried that shit on your carpet.
Dude, I bitched him out. I let him have it. I didn't even try it out on a carpet, dog. I didn't even put them on because I knew they wouldn't fit.
That's weird.
I knew they wouldn't fit. It was the what is that soccer joint? The Nemesis.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, the Nemesis. And I wanted to wear them, and I knew I wasn't going to wear them because they had the fucking white outsole that were going to get fucked up. And that bandage like sock like
was it the zebra kind of the white one with the stripe?
That OG pair. But when I felt that upper just with my hands, I was like, oh no, that doesn't fucking seem comfortable at all. So fuck
like
that shoe.
Cleat.
Yeah, but that it's hard though. That top is hard, so for extra support. But anyways, they sent them back to me. Said, here's what we can't do it. It looks like it's been. They have looks if they've been worn inside, so we can't take this, awesome. Dude. So I emailed them.
Were you?
I sent them my photos, all this stuff, and they're like, "Cool, send them back to us. We'll take them." And I said, "No, fuck you. I'm not going to do that." I said, "Give me a fucking $15 credit, whatever it is, $13.95." I said, "Give me a shipping credit for the next one, and I'll be fine." And that's what they did.
Oh,
so I was just emailing their
the
support.
customer service was cool. At least they weren't like, no, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, so I was pissed. And I said, look, here's my picture. So I emailed them the 4 or 5 pictures that I had.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, sorry, we'll go ahead and take it. But, that was my only issue with StockX. Otherwise, I've sold a lot of shit through them and never had a problem.
Huh.
I know there's been a lot of problems out there. Luckily, knock on wood, I haven't had them.
So when do these overkills drop?
Yeah, these are October 6th, it looks like. And I don't know if that is just the Overkill, because Overkill is a shop in Germany.
Yep.
So I don't know if that's straight to Overkill. I'm assuming that that's the release on Overkill's website. I don't know if
Here's what I'm seeing. Overkill's Adidas Speed Factory AM4 releases in-store at Overkill October 6th, 11 a.m.
You trying to take a trip?
Doesn't say anything about online.
You trying to take a trip?
I'm not trying to take a trip.
All right.
It says 300 pairs. I don't see anything about an online release.
God,
and if there's only 300 pairs, you think that they would just drop at that store.
It might be in shop. You know what this reminds me of? You remember that EQT that was out of that UK retailer? That EQT that had the bus pass?
Oh, yeah.
Remember that joint?
Yeah.
God, I haven't even looked up that one anymore.
Me either.
We should look at that to see what resale did because...
What's that called? I forgot, man.
God, I don't know what boutique did.
Sorry, what were you saying? We should look at that what?
We should look at that and compare what that did or didn't do, and this one might be similar if it's just an in-store, because I believe that EQT was an in-store only.
Were the Billie Jean Kings in-store only?
No, they did. Remember, they had the U.S. Open tournament going on at that time, so they also had them there as well. So it was on Adidas, and then you also had a couple pop-ups like at the U.S. Open Tour.
300 pairs just seems so small. How do you even have enough shoes to have some at the pop-up and sell the rest online?
I don't know.
300 pairs seems...
But yeah, the homie that I caught mine from, he got it off of Adidas.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Got lucky?
So, yeah, he did.
So you're going to probably wait on these until...
Yeah, I just want to see what it does. Yeah, for sure.
What are those Billie Jean Kings doing right now? Have you looked those up?
They're shit in the bed.
Are they really?
they're shitting their pants like you want to this morning. No big deal. Let's go.
Right.
Yeah, they're not doing anything. What else? What else do you have on the radar?
No, I'm honestly, I'm looking up a lot of stuff. I mean, I do want to get those court purples just because I want to get them for Rock. I would love to have them for Rockies playoffs here, especially with the team being so good. And I think we have a legit chance to make a little run here in the playoffs. I don't think it's going to be like last year we limped into the wild card and we got beaten the first game by Cleveland, I think it was. But I don't think it's going to be, or not Cleveland, what am I talking about? I don't think that's going to be the case this year, though. I think the Rockies could make a deeper playoff run. And I really want those court purples, man. But I don't want to pay. I think those are actually still holding at a decent value. I think they're still around $350.
Yeah.
Or I'm sorry, $250. So nothing overly crazy, but still $100 over retail. Yeah, $260 right now on my size.
Gotcha.
So,
what do you think? $220? What's your price? $220?
I would like to get them for around $2, man.
Okay.
I just don't think people are fucking with Jordan 1s like that. They release a lot of ones. Ones really never hold value. You remember those wings? That was 19,000 pair or
was 17,000 or 19,000, one of the two.
19,400, and I'm picturing in my mind.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, it's 19,400 because my pair is like pair.
Yeah, you had a real low pair.
Like
mine was in the 17s.
I think mine was like a pair 101 or
141.
141, something like that. Yeah. Out of 19,400. But you remember those when those dropped? Those are Jordan 1s, and they were stupid prices, and they went from 800 to 600 to 500 to 300. All the way down to fucking around $2. You know what I mean?
God, if you can get $2 right now, I think you're lucky. I don't even think, in my size, I don't even think they're going for 200 plus. I think they're going for like 180, 190. Let's see here.
Oh, those Jordan 1 wings?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Nobody fucks with Jordan 1s like that. I don't get why people buy them for resale. Like, there's very few pairs of Jordan 1s that are really hitting crazy resale.
Yeah, 189.
Nothing, dude. It's crazy. Nothing. Limited ass pair. Nothing. You know what I mean? I love that pair.
And that's a fire pair for sure. I like them so much that I'm a collector, and I won't let those touch the ground.
I'm gonna buy another pair because I did that little experiment for the YouTube channel where one of them is like gold now and one of them's still like bronze. You know, I did that with the Soulbox Ultra Boost Mid. I bought a second pair off StockX. Oh, no shit.
Dude, I got it for $130. I was like, why wouldn't I?
Wow.
And that was shipped.
The black pair?
Yeah, the black Soulbox pair. Yeah. I was like, that's a fucking fire shoe. Yeah. Great materials. Mm-hmm. And, it has the candy cane lace joints. Yep. I fucking love those. I got them for $130 shipped. So I'm sitting on 2 pairs of those. I fucking love them, man. Yeah. I love that shoe.
I think that's something I'm I'm gonna
What
definitely look for 'em.
what about the Dragon Ball Z pack? I'm not a big Dragon Ball Z guy. There's one shoe I like, and it's really obviously the one with Boost. What do you think about the Dragon Ball Z pack?
I was just looking at it, man. Not for me.
Because those are all dropping the 29th.
Not
correct?
for me.
Not for you.
No, I think
Not even the Gokus.
No, no. The 29th. Let's see. Are they the 29th?
Yeah. Well, at least the Friezas, so the young ones, which I'm a big fan of. Right, I've had 2 of those pairs.
Are you really a fan of those?
You know what? You get the court purples. I'll get the Friezas. Rocktober, here we come, bro. Right? Check those out.
What's the date on those?
29th.
I'm not about it, bro.
Yeah. I mean, I like the Gokus. I don't have that model, so part of me just wants to try the ZX500. That's the Goku
That's
actual
what I'm looking
model.
at now, yep.
So I like that, but you could almost call those a Bronco colorway in some weird way, maybe.
I like the little details on them, like the little drawings and shit.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool. But aesthetically, not a shoe I would rock. It almost looks like kind of it almost reminds me. It has a Pride of the '70s kind of a Nike look and color scheme to it. You know that.
Yeah.
It looks like, honestly, if if that '70s show had a shoe, that would be it. These are
That'd be the one?
'70s show.
Would Fez be wearing that?
These are the Fezzers. No, these are Michael Kelso for sure.
Those are the Kelsos for sure.
They're Kelsos for sure. Tell me those ain't Kelsos.
Those might be the Kelsos. JJ doesn't know anything about that, man.
I
That '70s show, he wasn't born yet.
I wonder if anyone else even knows what I'm talking about. Look at him all offended.
He's like, hey, man.
Hey, Dallas?
Hey, man, I'll tell you something. Yeah. So that's really what I've got here. So that's kind of some things this week. But I do have this Packer Adidas Consortium EQT 9118.
I know you're geeked on
this shoe is fucking fire for me. And the marketing behind it is literally a guy like riding his badass mountain bike through mud, terrain, this whole crazy fucking outdoorsy cool shit look to it. I fucking love it, man. This shoe has Boost. This shoe has suede. It's neutral colors. It's got rope laces. It's got the Packer P on the tongue. This shoe is fire. You got a leather backing on the backside, man, to just kind of cuddle up and coddle your fucking Achilles.
Wow.
This shoe,
Dallas,
is rad.
Dallas.
This shoe is rad, my man. And the global release isn't till next month, but it looks like Packers is actually doing their own release on September 29th. So that is this week. That is in 2 days. That would be on Saturday. So get your fucking online right. Get your people at Packer. Go get this shoe. This shoe is fire.
This is what I love about this, man. That's what I love about our friendship, about this podcast, about what we do on the YouTube channel and stuff. Sometimes we're so spot on and agreeing on shoes. We both love it. We're so on. But a lot of times we're so different in what we love. And it's not like I even hate what you love or you hate what I love. It's just like
it's respect.
It's cool. It's whatever. It's not really for me. You know what I mean? But yeah, dude, I would never cop this shoe. I don't like that green.
It's definitely not your shoe.
I don't even know where to start with that shoe.
I need 3 of these. I need fucking 3 of these shoes, dog.
Did you hear the little monologue he just went on to for the little rant? He went on excited.
I need 3 of these shoes.
Okay, tell me this.
You know
Are
what?
they limited?
I'm selling my whole Jordan 1 collection to get 3 of these fuckers.
No, you're not.
I'm in there like swimwear.
They're going to sell for that much? You think the resale's going to be that stupid on them?
But I'll sell whatever shoe I got to sell. So I'm fucking ready.
All right, you're just getting wild now. Anyway, what is are they limited first of all?
I haven't heard of any limited in terms of pairs like 1 through whatever.
Some music just came on here in the studio. Go ahead and continue. I'm going to turn this off real quick.
All right, cool. So I haven't heard anything about limited stock runs. I haven't heard any of that. But again, to get back to why I like it, I mean, it's 90s inspired. It reminds me of a 90s silhouette for sure. So I think there's some heart-wrenching, some not heart-wrenching, some like nostalgia, that just gets me. And I grew up mountain biking. I grew up racing BMX. So anything that is all-terrain, anything that has Boost, the suede, the nostalgia, the look, this is a shoe for me. So, but I'm not seeing any limitations necessarily, but the global release, so online's probably your Adidas might even sell it, but most consortiums, October 6th on that.
October 6th, what's the price? Do you have a price point?
Price point on that, I don't yet actually.
So you don't even care. You don't even know what they
it doesn't
cost.
even matter.
You don't care what they cost. That's why you said I'm going to sell my whole Jordan 1 collection, because you don't even know if you need to.
Don't. Correct.
I don't care if these are 1,000 each. I need 3 pairs. I'm dropping 3 racks. I need them all.
Let's do it, man.
I bet you they're probably around the 200, 220 range. Yeah. Adidas has been a little high on pricing lately. We talked about that before.
They need to take some. Looks from Jordan, especially with off-whites. If you can get the off-whites at retail, which nobody really does, right?
Right.
Us small peons don't get it, but yeah, Adidas needs to take a little bit of lessons from Nike on price points.
Did you see the Ultra Boost sole that are releasing?
Yes, I did.
Yeah,
boring.
Boring. They basically looks like they have boosted stripes. It's a white cage.
Boring.
They have black stripes. It almost looks like boosted stripes on the sides there. Just black color stripes. And then one of them, it looks like the right shoe has a red heel cup.
And then a blue heel cup.
And then the left shoe has a blue heel cup. And then it's got like I can't tell if it's a little Korean flag on there or what's up on the toe.
Yeah, I would think
or on the tongue tab.
I would think that's what it is.
That's what it looks like. But either way, those are going to be releasing. I don't have a date on those. Not really going after them, man. Even though they're kind of a cool, or they're kind of a, I was going to say collab. They're kind of a cool look to the shoe with the different color heel cups, but it's still an all-white Ultra Boost, and I just have too many. That's what it comes down to for me.
Right.
I got the 1.0s, the all-white 1.0s. I got the 2.0s that I've uncaged. I got the parlays. I have multiple pairs of white Ultra Boosts. I just don't need any more.
Me either.
That's kind of where I fall on those. It's not like I think they're terrible. I just they're not enough for me to make me feel like I have to have those. Yeah. So you fall in the same way?
No, I agree. Yeah, not a shoe for me. They're kind of boring. I'd rather put my stock into this new silhouette that we just got done talking about, or something different for me. There's just not enough to set it apart for me. I mean, shit, man. With most my Adidas now, you can customize heel cups. You just customize your own.
My Adidas, man.
Yeah, you just customize your own. So yeah, should get into that. What did you do, man?
We went ahead and I went ahead and got the my Adidas. I ordered them at 12.5.
The Climas, right?
Yep, the Climas. I think from the 2 pairs of Climas that I've had, definitely got to go half up on them. The 12 was just too tight. And the black pair and the white pair, or the parlay pair, and the black pair. Yeah. So I went ahead and went with the 12.5 on the pair I customized, and they look like the colors. You couldn't do exactly like the color Ultra Boost.
Yeah. The color 3.0s.
Yeah, but similar. You had to do a little bit of a change on the cage, and then I went ahead and added gold stripes to the cage. I've seen a couple people do that with boosted stripes to their color, their actual color pairs. So I thought it would look cool. So I went ahead and did that, and I'm excited to get them. They look super, super sick when we were designing them. I actually got them... you and I were designing them, and I ordered them while we were in line at Bait.
At Bait, getting the acronyms, yep.
So we were standing in line. I customized those. Speaking of gold stripes, what about the Bape collab? Have you seen those Ultra Boosts with the gold stripes? Army?
Yeah, I have.
What? What? Spit it out.
If I got them at retail,
I
would take them. I am not jumping out the window like maybe you are to get those. I'll tell you what, man. One, I fucking hate Bape. So I'm the anti-hype beast when it comes to Bape. Right. I think that shit is childish. It's kiddish. It's not for me. I think a big fucking shark or whatever the fuck on your crotch that looks so kiddish and weird to me is stupid. But, so I don't have any heartfelt, stories to Bape. I just fucking don't like it. But that shoe is cool, but I don't wear any camo. I have nothing camo. I have no camo pants. So for me, I am glad it has black boost, correct?
Yeah.
So, you have protected boost. I'm happy about that. Dude, that shoe is not for me. I don't really care.
Black boost, plastic black cage, gold stripes, gold Ultra Boost hit on the heel cup, and then Army prime knit upper. For me, excuse me, I almost threw up here. For me, I think on these ones is not something that I need to have them because it's Bape. I don't give a fuck about Bape. I just think the pair looks dope. It could be just Adidas coming out with an Army Ultra Boost and it would look dope to me.
Right.
I have Army cargo shorts. I got some Army joggers. I like that shit.
You're fatigued out.
I'm not fatigued out.
You're fatigued out.
I just have a couple pieces of flair. If you
will. You're Kai Somar. You're fatigued out.
Oh my God.
You're camoed up, man.
Anyway,
camoed up from the flow up. I
probably won't get this pair though. Let's be real, because I'm not going to pay what they cost.
Right.
Unless I got lucky and got them at retail, I'm not going to pay the $600, $700, $800, whatever. You know what I mean? I'm just not going to pay that. I'm going off of what I assume they're going to cost based off of the Bape NMDs.
It's hard to base it off of those because NMDs and what those have done. But I think you're probably right. You might be a little high. I would say somewhere. God, you might be right, man. I was thinking somewhere between 4 and 6 is where they fall.
No way.
You think higher than 4?
I think they're up in the 8s, dude.
Are they limited?
They
got to be a little limited, right?
Yeah, I would assume. I mean, that's why I don't have all that info on them, but that's why I'm saying I feel like they're going to be in the between 6 and 8, and they're going to end around 8. That's just my personal kind of gauging it early. Did you see a release date on these?
No, because I didn't really care.
Really?
Yeah.
You're that out on them, huh?
I mean, it's not that I don't like them. I don't like them enough to go after them. The
American flag up on the tongue?
I do like that. But yeah,
super sick.
I'm just not a big camo guy. I mean, I wish I could wear camo. Camo's not for me. That's all.
Yeah, I don't really see any pricing here on Sneaker News for them.
Yeah.
But that's a pair. I mean, I'm going to go after them. I'm going to try to get them. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not going to pay a resale price. I'm not going to. Probably somewhere in the 4s is the most I'd pay for that shoe. I think you're on par as far as that goes. That's what I'd pay.
Gotcha.
It's not where I think they'll be, but
for sure,
it's what I'd pay.
What about those off-white, the Grim Reaper and the All Hallows Eve that are dropping on the 3rd of October? Yeah? That black pair, holy shit, man.
Dope.
I'd love to have that black pair. I see you more with the All Hallows Eve, the like tannish khaki pair.
The cream
I could
joints.
see you rock the shit out of those. Me, I think I'm the neutral guy, especially since I can wear black shoes to work. Fuck, man, if I could get my hands on that Grim Reaper somehow, some way at a good cost, that's gonna be one of my favorites.
I like them both, man. I'd love to have either pair. I'd love to have both pairs.
Yeah.
I remember when the OG Off-White Blazers came out, they were the lowest of the low.
They were.
They were like super slept on. You could pick them up all day for in the
those
4s.
and the Hyper Dunks, right? Those seem to be kind of the lowest in the game.
Yep. And then all of a sudden they went from like the 4s and they just shot up over 7, 8.
Hell yeah.
I was like, fuck, man.
Yep.
Everything in that collection. I think it's because everything dropped at once. So everyone was going after all the other stuff. And then when all that other stuff started to climb, the Blazers had no choice but to climb as well.
Bet. Yeah, I think so.
You know? So I would love to have either pair. I'm going to go after them. What's the most you'd pay for those resale?
Ooh, for those, and knowing what Off-White is doing. Let's see, what did I pay for my Off-White Prestos? I think I paid right about 6 for those. And again, I love Prestos, so I don't love Blazers as much for comfort and that kind of stuff as dailies. So for me, I'd be somewhere in the. God, if I could get a pair for $450, I would be super pumped. But I would pay as much as $5 for the black pair.
Damn,
I would.
That's quite a bit.
I would.
I see it though.
Yeah, that's just for me. New zip tie, new colorway. I don't have any Off-White high tops. Dude, I love fucking high tops, man. That's why I wear Jordan 1s now, and you kind of got me back into the Jordan 1s because I was always the 3 and the 4
you were never
and the
about
7
the
guy.
ones.
But god damn, with pants and dressing those up, a high top looks so fucking sweet to me. And this blazer's a high top. It's fucking sick. It's got the Off-White. It's black. It's neutral. You can rock it with everything. I'm pumped, man.
I was telling you that about the acronyms when we put them on. When I put them on, I was like, man, I love the high top look of these.
Yeah.
I love the. It's like if I could describe those Prestos, it's almost like you're getting the comfort of somewhat of a Boost comfort and almost like a prime knit upper or sock like upper in a high top.
Right.
Like it's everything. Just a great shoe, man.
Yeah.
Just a great shoe. It's everything that I love. It's the comfort that I love. The upper feeling, the cushion feeling, both of those, the comfort of both of those mixed with the high top sneakers, just badass to me.
Totally.
Element 55s.
Yeah.
They're dropping a bunch of new colorways. You're an Element 55 guy.
No, I'm the Element 87 guy.
You liked the 55s.
I liked the 55. Hey, I liked the 55s at first. I did, man. I saw, especially the Tiffany one, the Tiffany blue with the black. And I still like that colorway.
Well.
Hey, you know what, man? I'm sailing away. From the 55. I'm going to stick with my shower curtain 87s.
Okay.
And, I might try to get one of those undercover collabs as the prices fall there. But I'm going to shy away from the 55s, dog.
What about the Shock Mint Women's Ultra Boost restock or re-release, I guess?
Oh, yeah, that is.
Those joints. October 4th?
Yeah. Too loud for me. too loud for me.
I thought you'd be on those.
Nah, too loud for me. And plus, I used to be the 2.0 god.
Yeah.
But I've gotten rid of most of my 2.0s. I still have the multis from the original stock. I have my gold metal pack. I got rid of the silvers. I've got a few. Actually, you know what? I'm wearing 2.0s today.
Oh, yeah, navies. Yep.
You know,
I'm about to sell my
navies.
pair of those. They're too small, bro.
Yeah.
I have a 12 in them. I definitely need a 12 and a half.
That's for sure.
My
I have to
navies
take
are-
the insole,
Yep.
and I went my true to size, which is always what I do in the 2.0s. This one, out of all my 2.0s, runs small.
Yep.
The Royal pair. I have to take my insoles out, and they still feel a little tight.
Navy 2.0 Ultra Boost.
That's
We're
weird.
going to get a pair. Go half up, man.
Go half up.
I'm selling my pair. Even in the true to size 12 without the insole, they're too tight for me.
Interesting.
So
That is true, because
yep.
all my other ones fit well with the insole. Like, if I took the insole out of the other ones, I might have like flop. I might
Yep.
have flop in the back.
I literally wore my pair one time. They were just too small. If you want to cop them, hit me up.
Sure.
No, I will not rip your face off. Retail, whatever. We can make a deal. Navy 2.0, size 12. For sale. Up for grabs. I got them. Don't fit. Too small.
Get
Crammed
'em.
up. Jammed up.
Yeah, aside from that, so yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of all I got. But the 55s are all this week as well. Am I correct on that? Yeah.
Yep.
So,
You're-
you know, if you want to get and I like the price point on those. Those are what, 130?
130.
a great
I
price.
really like the solar red pair, the black and the solar red. If
Yeah.
those were 87s, if they were 87 in that colorway.
They'd fly. They'd
dirty.
Fly. They'd fly.
That would be my first pair I'd have to cop. I'd have to have them, 87s. I'm still waiting, though. I'm still waiting on a colorway that I'm really in love with on those 87s.
Sure.
The ones that have dropped before. Like I said, I don't hate them. I just haven't loved them yet. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I'm really trying to only buy shoes I love. With the amount of shoes that I get in the collection and all that stuff that goes in and out, I got to really be selective. So that's kind of how I go about copping sneakers these days. Is there anything else sneaker-wise, man, you want to touch on or looking forward to? Or
I think that's a good start, man. I think we close it out with that and maybe get into some foosball.
yeah, let's move into might as well just move into fantasy, and then we'll kind of go into breaking down some game stuff and then some heaters to kind of wrap it up. JJ with the news as well. Want to hear a couple of the underrated news stories that he's got.
Yeah.
First, before we get into that, man, I don't even, for the people on the YouTube channel, you've been seeing this disgusting mustache. Why? What are you doing? I forgot to ask you about that coming out the show, and now as I'm looking at you, it's getting worse and
It's
worse.
the worst.
What are you doing?
Well, I've had the mic right in front of me, man. I've been hiding.
Right.
Yeah, it looks like a big ass caterpillar over my goddamn lip, doesn't it?
Looks awful.
Shit looks tight. So
Dirty Stiz.
So here's the deal. Yeah, shout out to my girl Robin. We love the new series on NBC called This Is Us. So I don't know if you listeners are all familiar with This Is Us, but that shit will make you laugh. That show will make you cry. It's so great. It's about Jack and Beck are the two lead characters, husband and wife, and it just goes through their life, raising the kids, all the different things that happen in families and outside your family, and then Jack ends up, not to be a spoiler, but this was last season, so get over it. Jack ends up dying. But the way they film this, going back and forth from the 70s and the 80s back to current day and this, it's just a well-done show. We really, really love it. And Jack has the fucking sickest mustache. And I'm trying to be Jack for Halloween.
Like sick as in gross?
Like,
Or-
I just think it's sweet, man. So he just has this really dominant mustache, and that's what we know Jack as. The nicest guy on the planet, has the sweet mustache, the slick back hair.
You're going to be that guy for Halloween?
This is my Halloween costume.
Is she being, are you guys doing like a tandem Halloween
We
thing,
thought
or?
about it, man. I've always been against that because, dude, I'm too hard for that shit. But, I'm 36.
She's cracking
I'm
you.
getting old, dog. I'm getting old.
You're cracking like an egg on a Sunday morning. What are you doing?
Sounds like a song.
Yeah,
It sounds like a song.
that's all I do.
You know what, man? I might do it, but I like Jack. I like the show. So the season premiere was this past Tuesday. So it's kind of a tribute
This
to the
is us.
premiere.
I've never seen the show. I always hear good
yeah.
things.
It'll make you
Everyone that
laugh.
does
It'll make
watch
you
it,
cry.
That's what everyone says.
Yeah.
It's tear jerking. It's
Yeah.
funny. It's one of, I think it's won a bunch of Emmys and shit.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
I just haven't had the time to check it out. There's just too much other shit on my plate, especially with 6 fantasy leagues. But
So yeah, I wanted to do it. And Robin, shit, man, she hates my mustache. She fucking absolutely hates
I
it. And that's
bet.
fine.
Looks
You know,
terrible.
it's dirty, but so This Is Us. The premiere just started, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do the mustache, as tribute to the premiere. And then shit, man, I might just do the Halloween costume with Robin.
Musty must.
Yeah, musty must. So yeah, man, thanks for loving my mustache. Appreciate it. Giving it love on the podcast.
All right. Yeah, I didn't know what the deal was. That's one of checking on that. Let's jump into some fantasy stuff, man. DraftKings, the DraftKings League. If you have not yet, make sure you go join the league, man. Click the link in the YouTube description. Join the league. We're getting more and more people every day joining. I'm getting notifications that people are joining the league. So last week you took second, man. You took second in the contest. You had 150 points. The winner, I think it's SCCR Nate 7. I'm just gonna call him Soccer Nate. I think that's what that is. Soccer Nate took it down, man. 161 is what he put up. You were close second, 150. It was similar to last week when I took second. Mm-hmm. It was a 10, 15 point difference. You know what I mean? It wasn't close.
Yeah.
But I shit the bed. I was in your shoes what you did last week.
Oh yeah, you did.
I took
you took
fourth to last. So
yeah, you took ninth.
Awful
right?
Job by me there. So we have a lot of fun with the DraftKings League. Make sure you click the link in the description. You can join the league. I think it automatically, I have it set up to auto put out a new
invite or whatever.
Yeah, contest each week. So I think it does it on Thursdays. So you can do it anytime. You can set your lineup anytime from Thursday to Sunday. You can change it up during that period. You can edit things until nothing locks until 11 o'clock on Sunday. So you can put in your roster there. I want to see, who did this fool have right now? Let's see. He had Tannehill as his quarterback. Mm-hmm. Great pickup there. He scored 26 points.
And what was the cost on Tannehill?
$5,300.
Holy shit! What a value!
Great value because I spent $7,000 on Pat Mahomes, and he got me 28 points, 28.26. He had 26.16. So
I spent $6,400 on Breeze, but that fool got me almost 44 points.
That's great value too.
And to not get into it yet, because I know we're going there. But I was 6 for fucking 6 in my fantasy leagues this week.
Were you really?
Yeah, man, and a lot of that goes to Breeze because I have him in 5 out of my 6. I have Mahomes in the 6th, so still did okay, right? You know, anytime your quarterback gets you 22 plus, you know, it's going to be a decent week. But man, Breeze went off this week. So, I took second in DraftKings, and some of my big dogs were Breeze at 43.54. I had Matt Breida, who actually was kind of garbage. He was kind of garbage at the first part of the game, very subpar, and then kind of as you call it, garbage time. You know, when they know when the game was kind of out, and he went out during the game for a little bit, you know, and got checked up on his knee. Maybe
he put up a bunch of points in garbage time.
I think not a bunch, but that's where he got most of his points.
All that pass catching stuff out of the backfield, huh?
You got it, yeah. So he ended up getting me almost 15, so 14.70. I had Sanders. Sanders killed it in DraftKings. He got me 18, almost 18 and a half. Will Fuller. This is the second week in the row that this guy has fucking went hard. So I don't know if he's bang or bust, but we're looking now at 2 weeks straight. This guy has killed it, man, for DraftKings and fantasy.
Well, anytime there's if you have a good talent, hold up, let me turn this off. Jeez, we gotta unplug this thing. I think.
Yeah, man.
Hold on, we gotta just unplug this.
Got him.
All right, sorry. We're sitting in the glass house and we have like a Sonos speaker and they're all over the shop and they're controlled by a mobile app. And even though I've turned it off in the mobile app, the bitch still just keeps coming on. Like I turned it off, it comes on. I go to the thing, I turn the volume all the way down. 10 minutes later, it comes on. I push pause on the top of the fucker. It turns back on. So we're gonna try unplugging it. And if it turns back on, now we have some serious issues. We got bigger issues than the speaker itself. We might just have to cut the podcast off and try to figure out what the fuck's going on over here.
Yeah, let's just go to bait.
But anyway, damn it. Damn it.
We got any shoes?
What was I saying?
Let's see. What were we saying? We were talking about Will Fuller and kind of, the banger bust.
Being opposite of DeAndre Hopkins.
Yeah.
So Hopkins being kind of banged up definitely benefits Will Fuller. But just being opposite of DeAndre Hopkins and him drawing the coverage that he does, and Deshaun Watson is your quarterback, him getting outside the pocket, creating those running lanes, having the linebackers being sucked up towards the offensive line.
Totally.
All that stuff leaves wide open space for Will Fuller to be running in the background. He's done, I think he's legit. I don't think this is a little, I don't think this is just a spurt. I don't think this is something he's going through. I think he's a good player. He's a great flex play. He's probably a wide receiver 2 on your fantasy team.
You bet. And we need to watch his health. I think health is the only concern.
He gets banged up
he gets banged up quite a bit, but man, if that fool stays healthy, I think this is the real deal. There's no doubt.
He put up 24 on DraftKings, and he was $5,900, so not super cheap, but not Antonio Brown prices or Julio Jones prices.
Cheaper than Emmanuel as well.
Yep. Just to put this in perspective for you, Will Fuller was $5,900, and he put up 24 points. Okay.
Yeah. I
had Julio Jones, 7,900, almost $8,000.
Biggest flop of the week, I'd
Gave
say.
me 14 points.
Yep.
So if you had Julio Jones on your team this week, you probably lost. If you had Corey Clement, who was supposed to fill in for Jay Ajayi, he was supposed to get a bunch of carries over there in Philly. Carson Wentz return. Wendell Smallwood ends up being the guy.
So
if you made the mistake of rostering Corey Clement, which I did, you took the huge L there. He only put up 10 points, 8 points maybe. Let me see. Oh, yeah, 10 points. The third one was Latavius fucking Murray. If you rostered Latavius Murray for the Vikings, he was supposed to be doing it big because Dalvin Cook was out, and the Vikings just, that was embarrassing.
Yeah, they forgot.
What happened there against Buffalo?
I don't know. You tell me.
Wow.
I'm still confused.
Tell me how Josh Allen's just hurdling fools out there playing the JV. This is supposed to be a vaunted Vikings defense at home.
That fool was definitely Supermaning over these linebackers and whatnot. I'd never seen anything like it.
That was wild.
Where the fuck did he come from?
That was wild. So if you had any of those guys, Latavius Murray, Corey Clement, Julio Jones, you probably lost. I mean, you probably didn't do well.
You ate your balls.
I did awful on DraftKings last week, and not only did I do bad in that tournament, I lost every single dollar I put into every single tournament, which was about $200. I got killed this weekend. I mean, week one I won $330. I was geeked. Last week I basically broke even. I think I came up like $20 or $30, so it was no big deal. This week I got hammered. I lost huge. Pat Mahomes, I mean, he got me 28 points, which isn't bad, but it's not good for his value.
Sure.
You could have rostered 5 other quarterbacks that were 1,000 or more cheaper and gotten the same amount of production. You know what I mean? So
you could have put Josh Allen in that motherfucker and then just saved your money so much with him. Like it's tough.
The only great play I had was Calvin Ridley.
Yeah. That's a hell of a play.
Enough to make up for. Yeah, it was $3,700, and he scored 3 touchdowns.
I didn't do enough research on that guy because I had no idea. Now, did I pick him off of waivers in one of my leagues because everybody else had already picked him up? Yes, but I probably won't be playing him too often. I think I'll really study those matchups now. But I had no idea Ridley was going to do that.
Roll Tide, baby.
You did.
Roll Tide.
You did.
Roll Tide. Calvin Ridley coming through. Yeah, that's definitely a guy. Let's get into some. I don't want to necessarily go over sleepers this week because it's a little bit late in the week for that. Sure. Waivers have already hit. You guys already know who to pick up. Chances are you've already picked up everyone or everyone's been picked up. The only guy I will say that is kind of really sneaky that you would need help at is the tight end position. We've talked about tight end, how tough it is this year. Vance McDonald. It's tough to ignore. What he did to Chris Conte on Monday night. I don't know if you saw that stiff arm.
I did.
Everybody, my gosh.
I think there's memes of it. Everybody saw that stiff arm.
How do you ignore Vance McDonald? He out-touched Jesse James. Jesse James has been the main featured tight end there.
And you were heavy on Jesse James a week or two ago.
I was. Yeah. And he went off last week.
Yeah.
Vance McDonald goes off this week. Jesse James barely used. So I'm not sure if it's going to be if they're going to vary week to week. I'm not sure if they're going to try to use Vance McDonald more. Mm-hmm. The reason I say go pick up Vance McDonald, and it's encouraging for him, is because he has been injured. He has been a little banged up. But, man, everything I read during training camp said that he was shining. He was Ben Roethlisberger's favorite target. He was killing it in training camp. Then he got a little bit banged up. Now he's back fully healthy, and we saw what he could do against the Buccaneers on Monday night in that weather. He looked good. Yeah. He looked really good. So that's a guy that I would take, that I would definitely roster this week. I'm starting him because I'm in some desperation mode.
Sure.
In a couple leagues, but I don't think you necessarily have to start him this week if you have someone better. But if you have a Trey Burton, if you have Charles Clay, if you have some of these mediocre tight ends, I don't think Vance McDonald is the worst thing you could do this week.
No, I agree. I agree with that.
That's a guy that I will throw out there because he might still be available. So that's a sleeper. I would say that keep an eye on him. I would roster him if you got an extra spot. If you got someone you're not really using, stash that guy away on the bench. Right. I think he's going to do big things for Pittsburgh.
We talked about it last week with Kittle versus James.
Yeah.
Did you take my advice, and were you pumped?
I did. Okay. I did start Kittle.
Gotcha. Because Kittle got just right at 15 or just under 15,
which is great for tight ends.
Yeah,
man. We know tight end production. Anything over 10
if you can get over 10 on, totally.
Ends.
So I think that was a good move. So you're welcome. I wish I could have made you a little bit more money, but I can't help you with a QB situation. You know what I'm saying? Actually, Mahomes wasn't your problem. It was fucking Julio. It was it was the running backs. Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
In DraftKings, honestly, Matt Ryan was the play. Yeah. That guy had 50+ points.
He had more than Breeze. I think this week.
He wasn't expensive at all. I think he was under $7K. So that would have been the guy to roster. That was probably the number one pick. If you had Matt Ryan on your squad and any of your DraftKings, you probably did very well.
Yeah.
even if you had him combined with Julio.
Matt Ryan or Breeze.
Imagine if you had Matt Ryan and Calvin Ridley. Oh. Man. You were doing some damage. You were probably taking out some tournaments. You were competing in the milli maker.
Yeah,
no doubt. You know what I mean? You're trying to win $250K.
You were paying $1 to play this fucking tournament.
No
winning,
shit.
Winning 250 racks.
For real. For real.
Good.
Let's go into some stardom sit-ems for fantasy this week, man. Let's start with the quarterback position. Who do you want to? Who are you telling people they must start this week at quarterback? Whether it's surprising or not surprising. Mine's going to be kind of surprising, but
because I can do some surprising ones because like your Tom Brady's, your Deshaun Watson's, your Drew Brees, your Patrick Mahomes, especially against a Denver depleted D. I mean, you've got. There's some issues we can talk through on that, but
that's going to be bad.
Yeah, here's my big one. So you have your typical starters, right? We don't need to talk about that because everybody knows. But I think your people that you could potentially have on your bench, i.e., Phillip Rivers. I think Phillip Rivers is a great start this week. Through 3 games, there's no reason he's scoring multiple 250-yard plus games, and 49ers secondary is depleted, almost as depleted as the Broncos or as confused.
Yep.
So I think Phillip Rivers, because what he's done the last 3 weeks, what he continues to do, he's always going to get his points, and I think the matchup against the 49ers depleted secondary is awesome this week.
Love that play.
That's my big play because aside from just the regular typical starters.
Love that play.
What do you got?
I'm going to say Andy Dalton, dude. Andy Dalton is on fire right now. The Red Rifle.
Yeah. The Red Rocket. The Red Rifle.
The emergence of Tyler Boyd at wide receiver, opposite of A.J. Green.
And Joe Mixon going out, so they're kind of more
dependent. They're throwing to Giovanni Bernard a lot out of the backfield. He's been their pass catching back, so he's utilizing him.
And if you picked him up on waivers 2 weeks ago, good for you.
Yep.
It's a good pickup.
Atlanta defense has just been ravaged by injuries this season. I'll break all those down in my heaters. A little spoiler for you.
I got some of that too.
But yeah, man, Dalton's the guy. They're at Atlanta in the Dome. You don't have to worry about weather. It's going to be a really high-scoring game. I don't think either defense is great. I think Cincinnati's better on D than Atlanta is, but I don't think they're great by any means. And Atlanta's D, like I said, has just been ravaged by injuries. I think they were a really good defense. I think they were a top 10 D coming into the year, but they just had so many injuries, especially at the safety position. So safeties, linebackers, it's gonna make them tough to cover all those weapons. I like Dalton this week, so that's who I'm gonna say you got to definitely start at quarterback. You're going with Phil Rivers. Who do you got to sit at quarterback this week?
Well, let me go one other one that I might put in just as a
bonus,
just as a wild card.
Bonus?
Let's throw a wild card in there.
Whoa.
I really like this matchup, and I really like what they're doing with Javaris Buck Allen, man. I say put in Joe Flacco.
No.
I say put in Joe Flacco.
Stop.
You're going to see a high-scoring Sunday night. He's locked into throwing. He's throwing a shitload to Javaris Buck Allen. I wish I had Buck Allen versus Collins, to be honest with you.
Wait, is this an endorsement for Buck Allen or is this an endorsement for Joe Flacco?
This is both. I think you're going to see a lot of airplay. I think you're going to see a lot of airplay this Sunday night, and I think Buck Allen's going to be huge for that. He's continually being huge for Flacco. In the backfield, they're going pretty light on Collins. They're still trying to figure out where Collins fits into this scheme. And I see a lot of air balls. I see a lot of air balls that Sunday night. It's going to be a high-scoring game.
A lot of air balls, a lot of airplay. Airplay might be a new thing. The only time I've heard airplay before is Apple.
Apple AirPlay.
I'm not sure what AirPlay is.
I hope we don't get sued.
I think you mean a lot of throwing.
The most underrated getting sued already. That's it.
Dallas with the AirPlay collab.
I like Flacco as a wild card. So if you've got anybody on the bye, let's see what you got. The Skins on bye this week, and who else?
Panthers.
Cam
Newton.
So if you got Scam Newton out,
Alex Smith,
or if you got Alex Smith out, and you have Flacco deep on your bench, you know what? He might be a good wild card. Do your research. See what you think.
That's something I wish I would have done my research on because I'm pretty sure. I think everyone thinks that this game is going to go high. Yeah. The total's going to be through the roof. There's going to be a ton of scoring. Yeah.
I do.
I'm going opposite.
Really?
I think it's going to be a 16-13 game,
okay.
A 13-10 game.
A defensive
I think it's be
battle.
One of those shitters, which is weird, right? Yeah. Because neither of them are great defenses.
Wait, like the Cowboys and Giants?
Yeah, similar to that.
That was a shitter, for sure.
I don't think either of them are really great defenses, but for some reason, these two teams always knock the shit out of each other. They're rivals. They play each other super, super tough.
Yeah.
All these games are those grinded out type games, it looks like. And I think this one's going to be no different. just because what they've done through the first 2 weeks, we've seen Ben airing it out. We've seen Flacco putting up a ton of points. I think Baltimore's scoring. I think they're top 5 in scoring this year. They're averaging like 33 points a game or something nuts like that.
Yeah.
So you're definitely right on par. I don't know. For some reason, I have a feeling it's just going to go. It's going to go under the total for the game, and it's going to be.
Do you think it's going to be
a
battle of the kickers? You think it's going to be just the scores are really going to come? You might see a TD or two, but you're going to see a lot of kicker involvement because I've got Tucker, and I'd take your advice on this.
I do, man. I think it's going to be low scoring. I think points are going to be tough to come by, but I think there's only going to be maybe 2 field goals in the game.
So you don't see Tucker at 12, 14 points?
No, I see either kicker kicking 2, maybe 3 at the most, but.
Well, hopefully it's more than fucking Dan Bailey for me last week.
Did he shit the bed?
He fucking got 0.
Oh, with the Vikings? I didn't even know he suited up. I thought they were going to give him a little time to chill. He went right in, huh?
I think he went right in.
No wonder they got killed. Yeah. Dan Bailey's fault. What else switched up during the week other than Dan Bailey? For sure. No wonder they pooped the bed against Buffalo. Worst. No, I'm just kidding.
So what do you want to go with? Sit 'em quarterbacks? Who are you sitting?
Wait, hold up. Sorry, I wanted to look at the total on that game. It's 50.5. Oh my gosh, I think that's going under. Okay. I think that's going way under. 50.5. Wow, that's a huge total.
You want to go to Vegas?
I think we might have to take a trip to Vegas on that one.
Let's go to Vegas.
I think it's going under. That's the Monday nighter, right?
Sunday night, isn't it?
I think it's the Monday nighter. Let me check. I got Monday, dog. No, I got Sunday.
I got Sunday. It's Sunday.
What's the Monday nighter that week or next week? Oh, Broncos Chiefs.
Broncos Chiefs. That's right. Divisional rivals, and I'm not super pumped on that game. But go on. Let's get back to sit 'em QBs.
I just wanted to look at that total.
No worries.
Sit 'em QBs, man.
What you got?
Is this an overreaction? Maybe.
You've done that a couple times this week. I'm anxious to hear what you got.
I got to sit down Kirk Cousins, dude. He looked so bad last week against Buffalo.
He did.
They're on the road this week. They're playing the Rams defense, who's super tough. Thursday nighter. That's tonight.
It is tonight.
So, but here's what I would say. So, the time you guys listen to this podcast, I don't want to spend too much time on this. Obviously, it's over. Mm-hmm. But I think Kirk Cousins has a bad game tonight. Even though Aqib Talib is out with a high ankle sprain, ankle surgery. I don't know if you saw that.
Okay.
Aqib Talib gone with ankle surgery, which...
Yeah,
I'm pumped for that because we play the Rams here in a couple weeks.
Good move.
And I was nervous because I thought that fool was going to be. I was like, oh geez, Aqib's going to be over here starting shit, talking, mouthing off to the coaches.
That guy's trying to pull some chains.
Yep,
some people. Yeah,
man, it's going to be. But luckily he's out. Marcus Peters also out for tonight. He might be back next week because his isn't as serious. Even though he was carted off. Did you see that game?
He was, yeah.
He was carted off. Aqib Talib limped off, but
it.
Aqib Talib's injury was way worse than Marcus Peters' injury. So he's out as well. You could say that he could take advantage of the secondary tonight because of those two guys being out. I don't see it. I think Kirk Cousins struggles tonight. I think Thursday nighters in general are low scoring because of they just don't have a lot of time to prepare. They're tough games. They're grinded outside games. I think you see another one of those tonight. Low scoring. Kirk Cousins, I think he maybe ends up with mediocre stat line, 13 to 15 points at the most. And I just think there's other quarterbacks this week that you'll be able to get quite a few more points out of. So I'm gonna say sit Kirk Cousins. What about you?
All right, for me, and I don't think this is an overreaction. I think this is a very give him time call, and I think it's a good one. But for me, I would sit Mr. Carson Wentz. We saw the one touchdown, right? We saw some okay things, but we didn't see anything monumental. I think Carson Wentz needs a little bit more time for adjustments, for versatility, get his speed back, get his mobility back. And I didn't see a lot of that we did, obviously, last year pre the injury. So I think really it just comes down to, hey, this fool just needs a little bit more time and his weapons. I don't really like his weapons right now. So who he's throwing to? What do you have? You have Aguilar. I think Ertz is always going to get your points. I think Ertz and Wentz had and still has a great relationship. But you can't just be dependent on one guy, and I feel like it is kind of in the air. You had Wendell Smallwood, so you had some of those, some of the rushing, and that's cool. But quarterback, I don't see him getting 20 this week.
I agree.
And I was right last week because I made a bet with the homie Mike, my old assistant manager, like we were telling. I said, dude, that fool's going to be between 13 and 15 points, and he says that guy. He's like, I'm going to give you 19. So he says.
Oh, sorry.
If they're over 19, cool. I'll take the money. If not, you'll get the money. And I believe he's going to be right there between that 15 and 18 spot one more time. He just needs more time.
I'm going to agree with you on Carson. I like that pick. What about running backs?
Running backs. Well, okay, so you have most of your starters, right? The Gurleys, the Fournettes, if he plays, I'm hoping. But I think the big one that you have to start is who I like right now is I'm still on that Kenyon Drake, and I'm trying to get outside the box from traditional stuff,
of
right?
course,
That's
of
all
course,
I'm trying to
of
do
course.
here.
Yeah, we're not talking about your Christian McCaffrey,
No.
Saquon Barkley. Obviously, you're starting Ezekiel Elliott.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
we're not talking about that. We're talking about guys that maybe on the fringe. Then you may need a little help at running back this week. You got Chris Thompson, Adrian Peterson on a bye with the Skins. You got Christian McCaffrey on a bye with the Panthers, something like that. These are guys that you could grab to fill in that may not be rostered, that may be rostered, but they're on your bench and you never thought really about pushing them in. These are guys we're telling you to get in your lineup this week.
Totally. And he's coming off obviously an awful game last week, but he is also facing one of the most awful run defenses in a game that screams for Adam Gase to go back to make him a focal point, I believe.
I like Kenyon Drake a lot. I think he's explosive. He does have some injury concerns. He never really is healthy for a full season.
Yeah.
But I do like Kenyon Drake a lot. I think he's explosive, and I like him this week against Miami. Against New
the
England.
Patriots.
Yeah.
And look what Detroit did. And I know that may be a one-off, and I know there's some history, and I know Patricia knows the New England like the back of the hand, and vice versa. But coming off of that, I do see the Patriots stepping up, but I do put
Not only Detroit, Jacksonville the week before.
I know.
They didn't look good there either.
I know. So I would say that's an awful run defense as of right now. And I think Kenyon Drake has a hell of a bounce back game, and I'm pumped for him. So I'm going to start him in my DK as well.
That's your guy, Kenyon Drake.
This week.
I'm going to go with, this is kind of another one that's a little bit hesitant, but I think you've just got to do it. And Chris Carson, man. I said he was going to go off the Broncos week 1. That didn't exactly happen. I think he ended up with around 9 points, nothing too crazy. But last week he really kind of came alive against the Cowboys.
Yep.
Seattle's playing a very, very bad defense overall. Not even just run defense, just a bad Arizona defense.
Right.
One of the worst defenses in the league. Chris Carson, he ran it 32 times last week for 102 yards, kind of broke out. Hopefully we can get away from Rashad Penny a little bit. I realize he's the rookie, he's your new toy. You want to see what you got, Pete Carroll, but he's been shitting the bed. Rashad Penny has not been good this year. Chris Carson's clearly been the better back. He needs to get more carries. You gave him more carries last week. You saw what happened. Continue to feed the guy the rock. Now, the offensive line in Seattle's not good.
No.
Let's be real. Russell Wilson's having a hell of a time this year.
Yeah.
They don't look good at all. But I think if they get a balanced attack going, they looked a lot better in the second half of that game once they got Chris Carson going.
Yeah.
It kind of opened up some throwing lanes for Russell Wilson. I think Chris Carson's the guy this week, man. You got to start him this week. I think he's going to go off against Arizona. I think he easily gets you 18 plus.
I agree with that. I think this has got to be a ground and pound game for Seattle. I don't think they're going to have to air it out a lot against Arizona. I think they can just ground and pound. I think their defense coming off of last week looked awesome. Earl Thomas killed it. So I think their defense is not back to what it was, losing all those main guys last year. But I think their defense holds. God, who's their quarterback in Arizona? The young guy again.
It was Bradford. Now it's Rosen.
So
Josh Rosen.
Josh Rosen, I think is going to have a subpar game. I think Seattle's going to hold them really in check with their defense, and because of that ground and pound, that also goes with I might sit Russell, so I can sit Russell, and I would go heavy on Chris Carson. I definitely agree with that.
Who should you sit with running backs?
Who would I sit with running backs? Now this one was tough for me because there's a few obviously. LaShawn McCoy is out, and I think what's the new guy that had the breakout game last week
On Buffalo?
Buffalo, yeah. Let's see, what was
Josh Allen?
No. The
Sorry,
running back.
I was reading.
Who filled in essentially for McCoy last week? Who was it? Chris Ivory? Chris Ivory out of the backfield.
Yep.
The backfield catches, the receiving that he did.
What did he score in points? I don't even know. Ivory is really not on my radar.
God, I can't even remember. I know he had 20 carries, 56 yards, and I believe he had 3 receptions, 70 yards.
Okay.
So not a bad not a bad game.
He's available in a ton of leagues too. Ivory's not a guy, like I said, he really wasn't on my radar. Yeah, he put up 14 last week in non-PPR.
Right.
So
my big sit him this week. That's one. Obviously, you're going to sit McCoy. I think because again, if he does come back and with that from that injury, yeah, whatever. He's old man McCoy. Lamar Miller this week is my big sit him. I think the Colts run defense is a lot better than what we all think. What do you think about that?
I like Lamar Miller. He's one of my running backs.
And he hasn't looked good. He hasn't looked really good.
He hasn't looked
this
terrible
year.
though.
But he hasn't looked
He's
terrible.
put up about 10 in each game.
But I think we need to respect the Colts run D this week. That's my opinion.
So we're sitting. Just to be clear, we're sitting Lamar Miller then.
Yeah, you got it.
And then who was the? Oh, you're sitting Chris Ivory as well.
No, I was going to say sit McCoy if he does come back and leave Ivory. Yeah, and leave Ivory.
Gotcha.
In. Yep.
Man, this is for me. This was same thing with you. A little bit tough, but and this is a tough one because he's been pretty good this year. But I'm going to say you got to sit James Conner from Pittsburgh.
Really?
Against Baltimore. Like I said, I think it's going to be a low scoring, grinded out game. This goes along with that. Last week, Conner, honestly, he didn't look great anyway. He scored, he had 15 carries, 61 yards. Wow. That's not awful.
And that came in garbage time as well.
Yeah. Yep. He gained most of those yards in the fourth quarter.
Yep.
He had a huge week 1, but that's really, he busted out of the gate in week 1. He had a decent week 2, and now he's kind of had a bad week 3. I guess you can call that bad week 3 or disappointing week 3. So he's kind of leveling off and going down a hill. I don't think it gets better this week against Baltimore. I think they have one of the better run defenses in the league, and it's going to be a low-scoring, grinded-out game. That's really it for me. I would sit James Conner. It's kind of surprising, but obviously don't sit him and put someone like James White in there or someone like, you know what I mean? Make sure you have a better option, but
see if that Kenyon Drake's out there.
Among the best options. Right, Kenyon Drake. Yeah.
Totally.
Receivers.
All right. So for me, who I want to start aside from the traditional, I've got kind of a toss up here. So I'll speak to both of them here. I like Sterling Shepard finally coming out of the gate last week. He had a great game. I believe he had 20 points in most leagues. PPR was probably a little bit more than that, but 20 points coming off a great game. The downfall is trying to protect Eli. The offensive line still have some protective issues for Mr. Eli, so I'm concerned with that. But he gets the matchup Calvin Ridley did last week as well against Williams. Is it PJ? PJ Williams is who the matchup with Calvin Ridley last week. So he gets that same matchup that Calvin Ridley went off last week.
I don't even know who he was up against, to be dead honest with you.
So
gotcha.
I did a little research, but not a lot on that. So I like the matchup on this.
Yep.
I still worry about the protection that Eli has, and his mobility sucks. I mean, he looks like his brother when it comes to mobility, and I don't think he has the expertise and intelligence that Peyton had. But I like the matchup. And then let's see, the Saints are also down slot corner Patrick Robinson. And I think that's a big blow against their D. So I think Sterling Shepard is probably a good one. He stood out against the Texans, obviously, and having Evan Ingram out.
Yep, I was just gonna say that
again. That
and being
allows him to
doesn't hurt.
That allows him to eat.
Yep,
it allows him to eat. So I think that's a great play. I won't go into the second one. Let's hear what you got.
I'm gonna go with Tyler Boyd. Again, man, I just really, same thing with Dalton. I really like the Bengals this weekend against Atlanta. In Atlanta on that turf, being opposite of A.J. Green with the banged up secondary and defense of Atlanta. Yep. I like Tyler Boyd to continue his hot streak. I like the Bengals to continue their hot streak. So I'm going to go with Tyler Boyd.
Okay. I like it.
What about your sit him at receiver?
Sit him on the receivers. That's crazy. So I was actually thinking about sitting Calvin Ridley.
Okay.
I was thinking about sitting him because, going at Cincinnati, it's like, people would say, what the fuck? What are you doing? I would say don't chase last week and realize the Bengals have been awesome and against the number 2 wideouts in contrast to the Saints. So I think the Bengals have it figured out somewhat on both sides of the ball, and I don't see Calvin Ridley having the game. I don't like the matchup as well. I picked him up, too, on waivers. So I'm going to use him. I'm going to put him in my back pocket, keep him for a little bit. But I say you sit Calvin Ridley based off the matchup and realize and give the Bengals a little bit more respect.
I'm going to go with Quincy Enunwa, Jets receiver. Robbie Anderson was supposed to be the guy. He's supposed to be the number one receiver over there. Hasn't really happened, and fantasy owners have probably been disappointed by that. But Quincy Enunwa, the number one target over there for the New York Jets, Sam Darnold's favorite target. He's really emerged this year. He's off to a great start, but I think we got to temper that. It's playing Jacksonville this week.
Yep.
Jalen Ramsey's going to be on him. I think he has a bad game this week. I think Robbie Anderson actually steps up this week.
Yeah.
He has a better game than Quincy Enunwa. Sit down Enunwa. If you've got him, replace him, put someone better.
I'm actually playing Robbie Anderson because of that.
Yeah.
So, no, I totally agree with you. I hate to agree with you all the time, but like I said, we don't on shoes and we don't sometimes, but I think that's a good play, and I do have Robbie in one of my leagues, and I am actually starting him with this matchup. I do. I agree.
Cool. Are you we good on the fantasy stuff there? Anything else? Any other sleepers? Anyone else we should stay away from, just in general? Anyone you're really pumped on?
No, I like with tight ends, if we want to talk briefly about that, I do like Trey Burton this week. He's
been a little disappointing. I thought he was going to do more coming from Philadelphia, going over there, being a young, a second-year quarterback in Mitch Trubisky. I thought he would rely on the tight ends a little more, and he hasn't.
Totally.
I thought Trey Burton was going to definitely do more up to this point this year.
Yeah. I would just say the Bucs, there is no way that the Bucs can cover an athletic, versatile dude like Trey Burton in this position. They just can't. And this week, I think it's a fucking great matchup. So that's another wild card real quick on a tight end. I like Trey Burton. He hasn't done much this year. I know Vance McDonald, you're kind of high on him a little bit, versus...
You still like Kittle this week?
Let's see here.
I think, so Kittle's playing Chargers.
Chargers,
okay,
yeah.
But Garoppolo's out, so that's why I'm asking. Garoppolo's done for the year.
I don't
we know he had the knee injury.
We can go by that. What is the quarterback? CJ Beathard?
CJ Beathard.
Okay, that's how you say it.
Beathard, yeah.
So we did see that nice little end zone touchdown that was called back from Beathard to Kittle. So there might be something there. Maybe that was a fluke. Maybe not. Obviously, a penalty on San Francisco takes that TD back, but. I might throw him in there. Beathard is going to be hungry. He's going to be looking for anybody that has done well this season, and I think Kittle's still a good play.
I love Kittle this week.
I would sit Breda. I might
that?
sit Breda. I'm not feeling good on Breda this week.
I'm feeling terrible on that.
Yeah.
I'm feeling terrible on him.
Good, glad you agree.
I think it's going to be a beatdown. San Francisco's going to get killed this week by the Chargers.
Yeah.
But Kittle's the only guy that I would start on that whole team this week. I would sit the whole damn team. Sit Pierre Garçon. Sit everyone over there. Don't start any of your Niners unless the only one to start is George Kittle, because there's going to be a lot of dump-offs, over-the-middle crap in garbage time as
Old
they're getting
man
blown
Morris.
out. Yeah. Sit it. All those dudes. Sit them all.
Yeah.
Except for George Kittle.
Yeah.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, that Garoppolo's a big shot
I like
against
Kittle this week.
Yeah.
As much as I hate that game,
yeah.
or I hate San Francisco in that game,
I think he's
like
a great
Kittle.
play, but man, losing Garoppolo's a big hit against San Fran. Man, they're gonna have to rebuild, and they're not feeling very well.
Cool. Are we good on that? You ready to jump into some heaters here?
Let's do it.
All right. So as you guys know, we pick against the spread. Dallas went 1 for 3 last week, bringing him to a total of 5-4 on the season.
Correct.
Who did you have? Who was your who were your picks?
So I had Chargers. Let's see.
Yeah, the Chargers, which you lost on.
I did, yeah. So I had Chargers at -7. I had Kansas City at -6.5, which was my win.
That was
and
easy.
I had Bucks at +1, and that was close. I smelt a Bucks come back with the Fitz magic, and they just couldn't close it out, unfortunately. Fitz didn't look very good in that last series, and I hope that he has a great game this week for himself and for the starting position, because I believe they have a bye the following week, if I'm correct on that, and that is where the decision is going to be made. Are we going the rest of the season with Fitzmagic, or are we bringing Jameis back in, our franchise quarterback, and what are we doing?
What do you think about that after the performance the other night? Where do you go there?
I think he obviously earns this game. You don't have Jameis
I don't think
starting.
the 3 picks were all his fault either. I mean, he had some batted balls at the line. Dude still threw for over 400 yards. Yeah. I mean,
no, he's still the guy that, based off of this season, he's still the guy right now. But I believe that if he doesn't get some consistency back in terms of, limits it to 1 pick, maybe still gets that, 300 plus yard game, I think they roll with him. But having the bye the following week, man, this game is a make or break for Fitzmagic. It really is.
So Dallas going 1 for 3 on his heater picks. I went 2 for 3. The only game, let's see here.
We flip flop from the following week.
We totally did.
You went 1 for 3, and then I went 2 for 3.
Yep. Huh. So that brings my total to 6 and 3 on the year. 1 game ahead of you. Yep. You're 1 game over 500.
Gross.
Still early. Still got a lot of season to go. San Francisco 49ers was the game I lost on. I didn't obviously anticipating Garoppolo getting hurt. I thought they'd keep it within the 5.5, 6 points, something like that. They did not. So I lose there, but I won on the Saints, who end up winning the game in overtime. And then I won on the Colts plus 5.5, who lost by 4, 20-16. Obviously still covering the 5.5. So went Colts back-to-back weeks. Won Colts back-to-back weeks. Like the Colts a lot. Probably going to stay away from this week. But let's go ahead and jump into that. This is a little segment we call Heaters.
All right, Em. This is my heater. I dare you to hit it.
Hot shit. I'm going too hot, lady. Here comes the hot stepper.
All right, let's go ahead and jump right into these heaters, man. Dow Palantonio, what do you got for your... you want to start with most confident or least confident this week?
Let's see here. I hate to do it, man, because of my Broncos. Let's go most confident this week.
You're going on our home... Oh, man, I don't ever bet the home team.
I'm the worst.
I don't ever bet the home team.
I'm
You're
the worst.
Biggest piece of crap.
But, dude, here's the deal. I have went Kansas City this whole fucking season. Let's keep going. Let's keep going.
Coming here with a
Arrowhead.
feather on, arrow. Your freaking moccasins.
Dude, I'm doing the chops over here.
Oh my
Let's
God,
go.
You're the worst.
Let's go. Hey, I'm just trying to get
you didn't come in here in some Hulk Hogan ass red and yellow gear and shit.
Hey, I'm just trying to get the listeners some easy money, fool. This is what did you say? The kickback?
The feet up game.
The feet up games, bro. Let's
relax.
Get your feet up. No stress. Put your money down. You're good to go.
What is it? Chiefs minus 5?
No, I got and it might be now, but I had Kansas City Chiefs at minus 4.5.
4.5.
Do you have 5 now? Because I like the 4.5.
Yeah, 4.5. Yep.
So let's talk about 4.5, right? So
4.5,
at Denver, okay, Denver's going to be loud. We're going to be loud and proud, and it sucks because I'm going to a Rockies game. I wish I could go to the other local home game because it's going to be on fire. But so here's my research. So I figure that the Chiefs defense, which isn't the greatest, we've seen Pittsburgh score over 30. We've seen multiple teams score multi-double digits. So I figure that the Chiefs defense is eventually going to cost them a game. It has to, right? I don't see it happening with Keenum and the Broncos. I see Keenum having some great shots. I see Sanders having some great catches. I see DT eating his butthole still.
Yeah.
But I don't see the Chiefs' defense costing them the game. I think they'll hold up and they'll do just enough because the Broncos won't do enough. Okay, The Broncos' offenses look like shit. That we even said they were one of the worst looking 2-0 teams, right? And the game against Baltimore, we actually saw what the Broncos are capable of. I think we really saw the Broncos to who they really are this season and what type of team they are. I think they've got good pass rushing. I think they've got some good defense strategies, but they do not have enough for the just explosive offense that Mahomes is coming. So he didn't have as many points last week. He still did well. He still had 28, I think is what he had in most leagues. But I see him just running circles over our defense. As long as his offensive line can protect him, but he's so mobile. The things that he can create on his feet. You saw those last couple of touchdowns that he threw.
I like mobile, by the way, not mobile.
Mobile.
Yeah, you guys got y'all sell them mobile phones.
You guys live in Mobile, Alabama?
Yeah, y'all live down in Mobile.
Roll Tide.
Oh, wow.
Roll Tide.
I like mobile, by the way.
Okay,
Just to
so
let you know.
mobile sounds good. So that's part
So
of
you're
it.
heavy on the Chiefs. You don't need to fucking say anymore. We don't need any more of your fucking analysis. We don't need any more of your shitty research. You're heavy on the Chiefs. We fucking get it. All right?
Cool.
That's your squad. You're a Chiefs fan all of a sudden. You got a Pat Mahomes jersey. I saw you rocking a 15 earlier and it wasn't Tebow.
Get out of here.
Okay? You're a big Pat Mahomes guy all of a sudden.
Get out of here. I was
fucking killing me. I thought we were going to stay away from that game. I thought we mutually agreed without talking and discussing it. We were going to stay away from that game.
Hey, I kneeled. I straight Tebowed before I came into this set.
Unbelievable. Anyway, dude, might be surprising. Another surprise. I'm full of surprises.
And this is your confident.
Most confident.
Woo!
Most motherfucking confident.
Let's go.
The Oakland Raiders, bro.
Really?
The Oakland Raiders at home. It's the first home game they played this year in the Coliseum.
I do like that.
Going back home, starting out 0-3. Wait, they had 3 road games?
No. They played at their shit field. It was against
That's right.
fucking Rams.
Okay, so they did play one. Yeah, they got killed. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But they're going back to their home
Right.
after 0-3.
They started out Monday, the first game of the year.
First game of the year.
So they went
You got
0-1.
it.
They played 2 on the road. Now they're returning home. Gosh, man.
Coming off an 0-3 fucking start.
If your eyes, this pick is all based off research. The eye test, Oakland does not pass the eye test. Baker Mayfield looked great. You know what I mean? But for me, it's all about research. Number 1 overall QBs in their first career start are winless both straight up and against the spread since 2003. 0-10. 0-10 in their first start. Is Baker Mayfield going to be different? I don't think so. I think Oakland's motivated. I think they're at home. I think they're motivated to play that young quarterback. Also, you got to remember, when Baker Mayfield stepped in the other night against the Jets had no film on the guy. They didn't have any kind of research or anything that they could have done to prepare for Baker Mayfield. They stepped in cold against him, and he started lighting him up. There's a legendary defensive end here in Denver that always said, you don't want to play the backup. If the starter's not playing well, do everything you can to lay off him. Don't injure him. Keep him playing, you know what I mean? You don't want to play the backup because you never know who's sitting behind him. And that was never true last Thursday. Tyrod Taylor was terrible. Totally. All of a sudden he goes out, you open the door to get your shit pushed in by Baker Mayfield. So that's what happened. But I just don't think he has the same luck. I think the Raiders get a little bit of tape on him. I think they're better prepared. Not that I think the Raiders are a great team. Not that I think they're a great defense. But I do think they get their first win this week. And they're -3 at home. So I'm taking the Raiders -3 against a young rookie quarterback making his first start. I know they have all the momentum, but it's on the road. He's going into the black hole. I just don't see it. I'm not on the Baker Mayfield train this week. Yeah. I like Oakland -3.
I think that's fair. All right, my second one, I am going, and we talked about it a little bit earlier, that we don't sleep on the Colts D, but got some good reasons here to take the Houston Texans this week at +1.5 against Indianapolis. So here's kind of what I saw. 0-3 teams, which is what Houston is, are 16-9 as dogs in going into week 4 since 2010. Okay, so a little scary, right? Nothing great, but that record improves to 11-4 when they're on the road.
Interesting.
So I found that an interesting stat, and you know what? I'm not a big historical guy. You talk to TTF, Thomas the Franchise is your guy with history. Okay, I'm just not that guy. I've made bets with hearts and I've lost my money because that's scared money. Scared money is losing money for sure. But if you look at history, because history always repeats itself, I like those figures. And I know that Houston obviously is an 0-3 road dog this week. I just find that encouraging. I think Deshaun is getting closer and closer to figuring out his old ways from last week. Yeah, he had 1 pick last week, but he had, what did he have? He had 385 yards, so just short of 400 yards. He had 1 pick, 2 TDs. Obviously, one of those TDs was to Will Fuller, who had over 100 yards himself. So I think he's starting to fix that. If Deshaun gets his health back, full strength, I think we have some quote unquote air balls that we talked about. We're gonna be airing that shit out. And I know Indianapolis's their rushing defense is pretty damn good. So I don't hold that against them. But that's why I said bench Lamar for this week, Lamar Miller, because I like Indianapolis's run D. But I think on the road, Houston takes this at +1.5. And I'm going to say Texans 24, Colts 21.
So you're going Houston +1.5. What was your first pick? I'm writing all these down.
Gotcha. First pick was Kansas City Chiefs.
That's right.
-4.5 at Denver.
-4.5. All right. So I had, let's see here. I had my first pick. On my second pick. Okay, sorry, I'm just documenting all this shit so we can keep everything straight here. All right, let me jump into my second pick. I already told you I like Andy Dalton. I already told you I like Tyler Boyd. I already told you I like Giovanni Bernard. I think the Bengals +5.5. Why is this line 5.5? especially after Ricardo Allen's out for the year. Like I said, they're safety. They're super banged up on defense. I don't know how this line has not come down. I get Atlanta's great at home, but their defense is banged up, and I think they might still even hang on for the win. But I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I think you're looking at a 31-30, 31-28, 30-28, 30-27 type of game. That's way more. The spread is just too much. 5.5 for the Bengals. I like the Bengals plus 5.5 this weekend, and I like Dalton, Boyd, and Giovanni Bernard to have huge games fantasy-wise. I'm going with the Bengals, 5.5.
I agree with that. No, I agree. My last one, I'm going to do an under on this one. So I'm going to take Tampa Bay Bucks at Chicago Bears under 47.
Okay.
So here's why I say this. Here's the score that I believe it to be. Bears 21, Bucks 17.
Nice. I like it. You're switching it up. You're going with the over-under this week.
I'm gonna do the
A little
over-under this week.
razzle-dazzle. You're going with a little Philly special,
And
a little surprise.
And no, because I'm a little new to this. That's my least confident. So I'm trying something different, but I like this. I think it's going to be obviously a pretty low-scoring game. We saw Fitz magic come to an end this past Monday night. Even though that comeback was fucking sweet, I wish it just would have happened because then I would have won my bet as well. But I think the Bucs are unsure if they're going to keep rolling with Ryan or with Fitzpatrick or bring Jameis Winston like we just talked about earlier. Who lines up under center? They're going to be facing a much tougher defense with Khalil Mack. There's that pressure. I just don't like that D going against the Bucs. But what I will tell you is I don't like Trubisky and the offense either over there. So I think it's going to be a pretty low scoring game. So that's why I'm going to take the under 47 on that.
I hate taking spreads this high, but I'm going to have to finish up. We talked about this game. I just think the Niners are going to be a disaster this weekend. Kittle being the only bright spot. Yeah. I'd be surprised if they put up more than 10 points this weekend. Chargers D isn't great, but I would just be shocked. I think they're going to sputter. I think it's a 30-10 game, a 30-7 game. Chargers roll -10. Chargers.
Woo!
Giving up 10 points. Fucking take it.
I haven't seen you do this in a minute.
Take it. I don't care. I'm going with the Chargers -10.
Damn.
I think they light them up this week. The Niners just have no shot. No shot. There's really not much more analysis I can give. I just think without a starting quarterback and CJ Beathard stepping in, did you see how that guy looked at the end of last game?
Yeah.
Not good. Yeah. Basically, I see this, CJ Beathard, this could be a 3-4 turnover game for him, whether it's sack fumbles or interceptions. This is going to be a Nate Peterman game for CJ Beathard.
I see Beathard trying to force a lot of things.
Oh, and it would really be bad if Joey Bosa wasn't hurt.
Yeah.
It would really be
bad.
Dude,
which we just got an update, right? So he's out until possibly week 8.
November or something?
Yeah, week 8, dog. So that's crazy. Real quick, now that we're kind of getting out of football, getting out of the heaters, Le'Veon Bell. So the Steelers are open to listening to trades now. Anything else on that? Like maybe, where he might go? What are you thinking? Because the Steelers they've announced it. They're open to trades. They're willing to possibly deal, money, prices right, that kind of shit. Any opinions on that?
I think they've got to move on. It's clear the guy doesn't want to be there. It's clear you're going to lose him in free agency at the end of the year anyway.
Yeah.
Because he has the option. He's not signing the franchise tag this year.
Correct.
So he goes into free agency next year. Why not trade him and get something for him?
Get some
He's
value.
not coming back to Pittsburgh. You guys don't want to pay him what he thinks he's worth. Get something.
Yeah.
Do Bill Belichick style. Do the Patriot style. Just trade him to someone that needs him.
He's already shit on the offensive line. They already kind of hating on him a little bit. We saw that Twitter battle. We talked about that, I think, fucking week 1 or 2. I don't even remember. It's not good for both sides. Get rid of him. Get a little value. He's not coming back. He's fucking losing 100 or 860,000, 880,000 a game, something like that. He doesn't want to be there. He doesn't need the money. He's trying to prove a point. Get some value. Get him out.
All right, but let's get JJ in here for the most underrated news so we can kind of wrap this up here. What was your third tell me your third pick real quick again?
Third pick.
You had KC -4.5. You have Houston +1.5.
We had the Tampa Bay Bucks at Chicago Bears, the under 47.
Under 47.
Under 47. Right. Bucks 21, Bears 21, Bucks 17.
Bears Bucks under 47. Okay, got it. And then for me, I went with
you went Chargers, dog.
Raiders -3, Bengals +5.5, Chargers -10.
Woo!
So that's the heaters for this week. We'll get JJ in here. Like I said, we'll do the most underrated news. What are you doing? Changing out the cameras? Is something messed up? Oh, battery. Oh, yeah, we got it.
We got batteries.
So
we
we're
got
kinda all
battery
over the
problems.
place this week, man. Like I said, I'm not feeling the greatest. Dallas is hungover. JJ's shitting the bed. Actually, JJ's really not fucking up. I just wanted to add him in, act like he's not doing a good job either. If you can see him on the YouTube channel, he's wearing the super vintage limited Levi's box logo tee.
Man,
As Dallas said earlier, oh God.
that's too much
I
fire
was
right
laughing my
there.
ass off. JJ, we're waiting on you to do the news over here, dog. What are you doing?
Last week it was
Just trying to... Go ahead.
Chevrolet racing hats, and now we're box logo Levi joints.
Did he have a Chevrolet racing hat on last week?
Yeah,
What was wrong? Was it not tight?
Oh, it was tight. We gave him props on the podcast.
Are you a big NASCAR fan?
No.
Oh, okay.
I'm a big.
JJ, on the mic, please.
Mike, hey, would you do a mic check
I'm
for
just
that
kidding.
guy?
He's like running over here.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Do we do a mic check for that
You know
guy?
what I mean? No, I don't think we didn't do it. Just talking to the mic. Let's see if your levels are on.
I'm like big into drag racing and everything because my uncle does a bunch up in Bannermere and everything. So not NASCAR, but definitely drag racing.
Nice.
Okay, good. A little closer to the mic there. So I have to turn your stuff up too loud. All right, let's jump into underrated news to close out the show, man. What do you got? First news story here.
So speaking of football and everything like that, I
God,
found
I love
out.
your voice, JJ. I love your broadcasting voice. This is Broadcaster of the Year award type material.
We need to, what do the people
Gosh,
think?
that's good.
People hit us up. Let us know.
This is good. Okay, go ahead.
So, crazy enough, there was a point in time that Nike was nearly cut ties with Colin Kaepernick before the Just Do It campaign.
I heard about that. Yeah. Did you hear about that too?
Yeah, I heard that. I didn't know how true
Reasoning?
or the
What's the
validity.
reasoning?
Yeah.
So, the biggest reason was because Nike made a deal with the NFL and paid them reportedly $220 million annually to place its swoosh on official licensed merchandise for the next 10 years.
If you remember, it was Reebok before, because I know that was the year Von Miller got drafted.
Right.
And I bought a Von Miller jersey his rookie year, and it was Reebok.
Yep.
And then they switched to Nike his second year. Cameras are dying. If you're on YouTube and it turns into audio,
Sorry.
it is what it is, man. That's how it goes. We ran a little long here today, but anyway. So Nike switched over Von Miller's second year. As you know, my old Von Miller jersey got burned up. The
I
homie
got you
Dow
the new one.
Palantonio hooked me up last year for my birthday. Bought me a brand new Nike Von Miller jersey, which is super sick. But yeah, I knew that they had that licensing agreement. But it turns out good now. Look at this.
Yeah.
Look at what it's turned into now. Stock prices are through the roof.
Yep.
This is the market Nike targets. All the dumb motherfuckers burning Nike gear that they've already purchased. Burn it up. You think they care?
Nope.
Nobody cares because you're not their target audience anyway. You were an afterthought. You were a person that bought their gear and it was almost cream on top. You weren't the motherfucker they were targeting anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Look at their target demographic. Look at these young high school kids in urban areas. You know what I mean? That's who's targeting. That's who's Nike's target audience is. They don't give a shit if you're burning Nike gear. Some old stuffy white motherfucker in a suburban neighborhood.
Totally.
Oh, so you're not going to buy your kids Nike gear anymore? You're going to buy them Under Armour now? They don't give a shit. You're not their target audience. You're not their target market anyway. And if you don't think I'm right, just look at the stock prices. Look at what Nike's done since they've announced this. Everything has been up, trending up through the roof. They haven't lost a step. So, I mean, if that doesn't validate the point, I really don't know what to tell you.
Right.
Anything more on that? News story? Either of you?
No, I
You
don't
know
think
what?
so. It just shows kind of who's in bed with who and that kind of thing.
What do you mean
And,
who's in bed with who?
Well, like, with Nike, paying the NFL all that money and still coming out with this ad campaign, which is so closely related, and how it's still panning out to be a great thing for Nike,
Yeah.
money-wise. We're talking that campaign added billions of dollars.
Right.
Billions of dollars. So, kind of interesting.
It's funny to me that there's still people that say it's a bad move just because of their political beliefs.
Yeah.
That's obviously not a bad move. Like, the facts show it's not a bad move. You got to shut the fuck up and take the L sometimes. You know what I mean? But people, they're so steadfast on their beliefs.
just
Whether it's
can't.
religion, politics, whatever. People just, they throw logic out the window.
Yeah.
They throw facts out the window because they want to be right. They don't want to get it right.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Go ahead.
And
They don't want to hear, they want to be heard.
Right.
That's it.
and just to kind of like end it all,
Yeah, go ahead. Just end it all, JJ. Wrap it up.
the business, the head of communications actually had to have an intervention with Nike to even get this on board again, because with all of his problems with the NFL and stuff like that, it was just a whole entire mess.
Also, they were kind of against it, and they had to kind of be talked into it.
Yeah, like they don't go much into it, but like apparently an intervention happened with the whole brand and everything like that, and apparently they changed their minds about it, which...
So you could take that as a negative as Nike. Oh, Nike didn't even want to do this to begin with or whatever. Or you could spin it as a positive and be like, damn, Nike is willing to listen and open their ears and not be such an egomaniac of a company. And they're actually willing to be open and take criticism and look at things in the mirror, look at themselves in the mirror, and adjust ad campaigns based off of logic and facts and they're fluid.
Yeah.
They're able to move and change plans, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Sure.
They're able to adapt. And that's what a big company should do. You know what I mean? Like Nike they've been the number one sports brand forever. They could easily kick their feet up, relax on their laurels, and be good. Just still be killing it, just cruise along, not be innovative, not come up with new design shit, and they've been accused of that for a long time, especially in the Jordan game, as in the sneaker game, we know it's like, oh, Nike's all the same, they're just retroing old shit and old colorways and blah 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 blah. But they're really not. They're innovating more than ever right now, not only in their products but in their ads.
Well, check this out. I got a little stat for Nike. So Nike did $9.96 billion last quarter. Okay, that's $769 million a week. That's $110 million a day. That's $4.5 million an hour, $76,000 a minute, or $1,200 a second. Just saying. Okay, just do it. Okay,
wild.
That's all I got.
They couldn't give a
JJ,
fuck.
what else you got?
Okay, so Amazon. Do you guys know the cashless or cashierless stores up in Seattle?
No.
Yeah, you can just walk in and
so
I don't know what you have a card or something. But you walk in and you don't have to talk to nobody.
What?
You walk in, you walk out.
So the whole idea is essentially you sign in with your phone and everything. You sign into your Amazon account, and then you literally walk in and they have literally you could grab all your shit and put it in a bag or wherever you want it.
Walk out with it.
Yeah, and you just walk out, and it charges you for everything. And
How
you
tight
can
is that?
even, if you like and it will even like special things like if you pick something up and then you put something down, it won't charge you for it. Like they have like $1 million worth
an app
of
on your
camera.
phone?
No,
Or it's a physical card you walk in there with
no, you sign into your Amazon account
on your phone.
Yeah, and then you scan your account when you go in, and then all these like this $1 million worth of cameras is watching like essentially your every move.
Okay, so what happens if I don't I walk in, I don't scan my phone, and I just start picking shit up off the shelves and walk out?
Well, there's actually people who are like guarding the front of it and everything.
There's nobody in there.
Well, the cashier wise.
Yeah.
There's nobody to help you, nobody
like,
to talk to you.
There's also like you could also buy alcohol and stuff, so there has to be someone to check IDs and stuff like
these
that.
These are already
so
live,
like
these stores?
Yeah, there's two. I think there's two in Seattle so far. But
of course there is.
Yeah. But
Seattle. All right.
So with this like crazy thing, they're gonna by 2020 or 2021, they're gonna open 3,000 across the nation.
Wow.
And this is like stores like just simple fast food places like Subway and then 7-Eleven and small gas station are kind of shaking their boots and everything because this is going to be huge. So many like I sort of feel bad for people who are cashiers because their jobs are about to be eliminated.
Minimal.
Why would
like
Subway
that.
be shaking in their boots? You still gotta have a motherfucker making your 6-inch.
Yeah, those fools are sandwich artists,
you know,
dog.
Yeah, you still got your 6-inch meatball, whatever the hell you're getting. You know what I mean? Like, why would Subway
Turkey
be
on
shaking
rye.
in their boots?
That's just what some of the one of the places that was brought up in there.
Weird.
Because
no. Check this out though. Amazon. Everyone's worried about Google. Everyone's like Google's taking over. Google's taking over. They're taking over everything. They bought YouTube. They're taking. Amazon is really taking over everything.
Yeah,
That's the company that you need to be scared about taking over everything. They really are. I mean, anything from obviously all the Amazon products that we buy on Amazon.com to your Amazon Prime Video service to your Amazon Music service to now this cashless stores, those Amazon lockers that I've seen up at places where you can just go up and you can order products from Amazon and they get shipped into that locker and then you just go pick it up with your phone or your card.
And there's cars just like you and I that are driving around with a bunch of Amazon packages doing deleveries for them.
Yeah.
So it's crazy. That company now generates over $61 billion in revenue, dude.
Bezos.
And Jeff Bezos started this with fucking books.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy, man.
Yeah, it was like a library. It was like a book catalog.
Out of his garage.
Yeah.
Lost
No
another
doubt.
camera.
Lose another camera?
Yeah.
Bang. Another one
Bang,
down.
bang.
What else you got, JJ?
So, I guess to start this off, quick question here: did either of you guys get sick last year?
I'm sick
Like
right
with,
now.
with the flu? Like,
I'm having flu-like symptoms
This
right
guy's
now.
about to shit his pants right now.
I got.
I was trying to get through the podcast,
all
JJ.
right, all right,
Trying to make
all
it
right,
through.
all right. Well, this is actually some pretty scary news. At the beginning of February, when the flu season got really bad until the end of March, and it continued
This was
after
this
that.
year or last year?
Last year,
Okay.
last flu season.
Okay.
The U.S. estimated 80,000 Americans died from the flu.
Wow.
And that has been the biggest number in 4 decades.
Yeah, but that's people that are like, that's like old people, young kids. That ain't rock hard, healthy immune systems like your boy over here.
Yeah, man, I've been eating Twinkies every day, dog. I got so many preservatives that I may never die.
I'm
and
on
if
the
I
super
do,
immune.
my body's gonna look perfect in the fucking coffin.
So you're saying they're saying this flu season could be more deadly?
No.
You said 4,000 deaths?
No, 80,000.
Oh, 80,000 deaths.
That's a lot of deaths,
All
man.
right, I thought it was 4,000. What was 4,000? Why did I hear 4,000? Forget it.
Maybe
don't
I
know.
like
Hearing
fucked
shit.
that up, but no,
Probably.
it was
You should have bet
80,000.
over there.
No, because like it's huge because it hasn't surprising enough, it hasn't been the biggest one because apparently in 1918, and this lasted 2 years, 500,000 people died
Oh,
from the
shit.
flu. So like
Wow.
when this number is getting brought up again, people are starting to get a bit worried because who knows what this next year could
Well,
actually
the
bring.
flu progresses every year. I mean, you can take your flu shot, but I mean,
I was just going to ask,
the-
you guys
the-
get vaccinated at all? You guys do flu shots?
I don't.
I used to, and then because I kept getting sick and everything, and then I stopped, and I really never got sick again from it. And like that's what my dad did too. He never
don't-
really got his and never really got sick. So.
I don't want strains of flu injected in me. I want to be the superhuman without that bullshit.
Yeah, I always get the flu shot because I go get my physical,
Do
my
ya?
annual physical every year around this time.
Okay.
And they always offer it to me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? They're always like, hey, you want the flu shot? It's free. I always take it.
But it's smart because the only problem I have with it, because correct me if I'm wrong here, but I could have sworn it's like the flu, the shot they're giving you is literally last year's flu.
Yeah, I mean,
So it's like-
and it's intended for your bodies to build antibodies to fight off of those things that were current or most current
Yeah.
that they know about. That's the in theory, right?
Yeah.
I'm no fucking.
think so.
You know what, man? I just like football. I like gambling. I took fucking the under 47. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I got a fucking mustache, for God's sakes. I'm not wearing the Levi's box logo.
So are you saying I should not get the flu shot this year?
They actually are saying to, because like I said, they don't know because of last year being so bad, they don't know what this year could mean. It could be much worse, or it could be a bit better. We just, with the flu and everything, like he said, we don't know what the flu could bring this year.
For
so
sure. It's like the shit coming
especially
from Dubai.
if you have like complications and stuff with your like internal organs or something, I would
You
probably
got
recommend
asthma, you
it.
get sick all the time. Fucking do
Right.
it. Probably
Yeah.
should do it, I guess. I don't know.
Cool, man. Anything else? Does that wrap up the underrated news?
Yeah, that's
this week?
all.
Dope, man. Great job. Give JJ a hand. This is the second week he's done underrated news. I kind of cut him short last week because we were running long. This
Had to
week
get them pet
we're running
prestos.
long, and I just don't give a shit because we only drop one podcast, creeping up on 2 hours here. But I know, I'm sorry, JJ. I know you have to edit this together for the good people of YouTube, and you're probably not feeling that. But 19-year-old JJ doing the news for us. We appreciate it, bro. Underrated news. Anything else you got as we wrap up the podcast, man? Anything else you want to hit on before we go into the weekend here?
Oh, the GoPro Hero 7.
You're about to get to go. Oh, yeah.
It's out. I'm gonna go get it today, man.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
Why?
Absolutely.
What do you film? Like, can you do
Please,
that,
no.
use that for your vlog?
Please, no.
Hey, my vlog that I don't
Please.
have, my shoe reviews that I don't do.
Yeah, what do you?
Seth Fowler 09. Let's go. So for me, I'm a big snowboarder. I don't know if the people know
Oh
that.
yeah, okay. I would
But
get
for
good
me,
use.
I'm a big snowboarder, and stabilization has always been a problem with the GoPros in the past. This new Hero 7, what they have added to it is this next level stabilization. It is called the Hyper Smooth technology, as they're calling it. So your videos are going to be so much more smoother, so much better, so much easier to focus on, not fuck your eyes up. I'm going to go get one today. I'm pumped. We can talk about it. We can do reviews. Next podcast, let's go.
I'm excited. All right, yeah, we check it out. We shoot some on feet with that bitch.
Oh, got a new snowboard too.
You're about
It's
to pick it
go
up
time.
today?
Yeah, I'm gonna go pick one up today, I think.
Dope. We should. Does it still fit in the regular Karma grip?
Don't know, man. I can only research tech. I can't research all the accessories yet.
I don't think it changed much.
I'm gonna bring the Karma grip to the crib then. So if it does, maybe we can shoot a little on
be
beat
sweet.
today because I'm gonna try to drop a video. I'm not feeling good. I'm gonna try to take a little nap, but I really wanted to get a sneaker review up today.
Why don't we
People
do
are
that?
hassling me.
Or we can wait till tomorrow. My Prestos come in. We'll have both colors of the Prestos. We can do it tomorrow.
Getting in the press
Today or
the
tomorrow.
black ones?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
My acronyms that I had to rebuy. Yeah.
Yeah, we can do that.
Cool.
All right, wait on
That's all I got.
Cool. Anything else for you, JJ?
No, I'm
All
good.
right, man. That's going to wrap up the podcast for this week. Good luck to everybody in the DraftKings League this weekend. Good luck to everybody in their fantasy leagues this weekend, and we will see you fools Tuesday.